All right. Peace, y'all. How are you? Good to see you. Excuse being late. I see you. I can see all of your comments. We had an update with the streaming system that I'm using. And so we bounced back and forth between links, but we're here now. So the thing that you all have been waiting for is to talk and have questions with the new initiates, the new Iyas, if you will. And you have been dying to ask questions. And they are all here waiting to answer those questions for you. So what I'm going to do is I will bring them all on one by one so that you can see them and meet them. And then I'll bring them on collectively so that they can say hello and you can answer all the questions. Now, ladies, I still don't see one of y'all missing since I switched it. So, can you please make sure you try to reach her for me? Because I don't see her. I don't see her on camera in the back. Okay, peace, y'all. Congratulations. All I said. Hello, Naomi. Good to see you. Peace, Jax. Good to see you. Frequency Crafting, all of y'all. It's good to see you. I'm going through. Hey, Shenzhen. Good to see you. Deidre Karen, Justina, Latoya, Monique, Dezania. Please make sure I'm saying that right. Hey, Latrice, Monique, Anisha. Hey, yeah. Queen Bajan, Seven Noble, Lakita, Adiola, John, Sapphire. Come on, Laronda. Good to see you. Peace, Monique. Everybody. Thank y'all for coming. Share live if you haven't shared it, because I know y'all have a lot of questions. And what I want them to do, peace trades, good to see you. What I want them to do is speak about their individual experiences to getting to this point and then their experience while they were there. Let me see. I still don't see her. All right, I'm going to do them in the order that they initiated. My number one. Which, funny enough, what y'all don't know is actually the order in which they paid, and that was unintentional. It's not like the family there knew the order in which they paid, but I thought it was really cute that that's how it happened. So, Peace Frequency said, congratulations. Good to see you. All right. Now I got all y'all for real, for real. So, since I'm doing the order in which they initiated in the order they were lined up in, and all of those good things, I'm now going to bring in hello, Peace Marche. I'm going to bring my number one up. Hey, Iya.
Hey.
So, for those of you all that know, you have heard Vivian's name 1,000 times, and that would be Iya. Now, Iyanifa Vivian, and if she wants to share her Ifa name with you, she shall. And I know that you all have, those of you all who have watched the video, and Virgo, Aboya Aboya Bosha Shaba, so thank you. That watched the video, you already know. Okay. So, number one is Vivian. Come
Hello,
on, my number
everyone.
two. I always want to cheer. I think I did that while y'all were standing there too. Come on, my number two. You ready? Hey.
Hi.
Iyanifa Sheena. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's go. Now, where's my number three? I don't see my number three. Come on, number three. One of y'all's gonna have to text number three. So I'm gonna skip number three and go to number four. Hello, Iyanifa Cereta. Y'all know her as Sacred Lotus online. Peace, y'all. Sheena, what's your name online? I think it's your name, right?
Yeah, I changed mine was Lexi and then I changed it to my name.
Okay. And Vivian Divine by Design.
Yes.
And number five, who is going to be new to you all. And simply because she was definitely divine to be in this group because she didn't follow me or anything. And she just found us online. And I'm glad that she did. She is like the Brady Bunch of it all. Oh, okay. Come on. Number. Okay. Thank y'all. I see you.
Okay.
I'm still going to I'm going to introduce Iyanifa. Come on, Ifayomi. Come on now. And she's the tail end. I don't know if we call you the mother because we sort of call Rhonda the mother, even though she didn't initiate. You know what I'm saying? But she is the one that completes the circle of everything. And then here goes our number 3. Come on now, Iyanifa Talia. All right. So between all of the rest of y'all, and by the way, Danielle, if you can't see the chat because there's a stream chat where y'all can see things, you will
Yeah.
see that Naomi said hello, and so did Detail Sweets, which you know is LaRonda, and everyone else is saying hello and congratulations.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm gonna take y'all one by one. Who wants to be on the screen first? Number 1.
Yeah. Number one.
You want to go in that order? All right. And y'all, the reason I keep clapping because y'all know the whole cheer. Such and such number 1, number 1, number 1. Where the hell is number 2? So that's why I keep doing that. Vivian then turn her camera on. She's about to do it. They said you look amazing, you guys.
Thank
Oh,
you. Thank
I'm
you.
thank
trying to get
you.
them to keep their hair low, but you know. So let me take you all
This is
off
cut
one
number
by
2 for
one.
me.
Look, Vivian already cut hers back down. See, it was looking like everybody else's, and she said, I can't do it. It needs to stay short. I'm going to go ahead and take everybody else down except for Vivian and let her go through her story. I'm going to try to keep it short, y'all. But some of y'all got some stories you need to tell because then people can relate, and it's that relation that's going to make it easier for them. And more importantly, I explained to them that many of you all weren't following this tradition initially, and some of you all just heard about this within the last 6 to 12 months, if that. So for them, it's sort of like, why would you do something you just found out about? And how did you know this was for you? And did Ifa tell you? That's another thing, because everybody's always sending me a message. They were like, I feel like I want to do this, but Ifa didn't tell me in my divination when they get one from us. And case in point, you all, just so you know, Danielle, aka Iyanifa Ifayomi, she has not gotten a divination from us. Her divination came live and in person when she did her initiation. So she's one of the people that didn't have anything done with us prior. And I can't wait for you to like speak more on your story and how that went, because I think it'll be interesting to people when they feel something tugging on their spirit, right? And when they're learning from different avenues of how you came together and came here, and they just love each other in their little private chat. Y'all have no idea. So I'm now going to take y'all all back, and then I'm going to let you go one by one and answer questions and stuff later. Okay, see you in a minute. Peace out. Look, see ya. Look, we just hitting y'all down. All right, Vivian. Now, I know as questions come in, I know y'all are going to want to ask questions. I'll let Vivian talk about her journey here so far, like how she got to the initiation part. And then she can discuss more of that later. I'll have all the ladies tell their journey to being initiated, and then they can answer all of your questions that you have. Okay. They don't have anything off limits except for the things that I told them they can't speak about, as we are told during the initiation process. So outside of that, if they are able to answer it, it will be here and they will answer it respectfully, of course. And we're only going to keep these questions to them, their journey, and being initiated. Anything outside, anything that has to do with anything that's not that, will not be answered. Okay? All right, Vivian. Let's
Okay.
go. It was back in 1990. No, go ahead.
So for me, it's been a little bit over a year now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you're going to quickly tell from the first time you heard about this thing until now and how you got here.
We'll just do the important parts.
All right. And the other thing is, people think this journey is easy, regardless of whether you have studied or not. But the journey to even get to being initiated, was not easy. And I think they need to understand some of the aspects of all the other things going on in your life, that still you had this trust that this was for you.
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna mute myself, and then I'm gonna let you be great. You want me to get off the screen for you, boo? I'll get off
Uh-uh.
the screen.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right, let's go.
So, before I even got started practicing or studying, I went to a bookstore. I love reading. And this book, I passed by this book and I was just going, I hadn't got all the books that I was going to get out of the bookstore and I went to the counter. But this book something kept saying, get the book. And it is why I forget the book? The concept of Yoruba. So I got that book.
Yeah,
It
the
was on my
same
shelf
book I recommend to you all by
that
Baba
I always be
Karate.
typing.
Mm-hmm.
I got the book. It was set on my shelf for a long time without me reading it. I met Iyanifa on a live with Tina, and I connected with her through that. And she was recommending the book, and it was that book. And I was getting ready to buy it on Amazon, and my ancestors was like, "Nope, I need you to go look on your bookshelf. You already got it." And there it was. So that was already a telltale sign for me. I got a divination done. With that divination, my husband was in the hospital when I did the EBO. So he had already started getting sick. I got a divination done for my son, for my niece, my great nephew, and my youngest niece. So I was all 10 once everything started. Um, when I started studying and researching, it felt like home. It felt, I wouldn't say easy, but it was comfortable. Like it felt like I belonged here already. And so when I got my divination done, it was in my divination for me to initiate. So I did 10 toes down. And before initiation, I got the icon of Ajay because that was also in my divination. Um, and when I say the process, after I made my initial payment, my husband got sicker. Um, February of this year, he passed away. The end of February. So I was going through that. Also, the transition of my only child going off to college. So we was getting ready for prom. We was getting ready for graduation. And before all of that, I had to go through the process of burying my husband. So all of this is going on. And I was still determined. I'm going in June. I had already made
Facts.
preparations.
She was emailing me every day to figure out what this date was. Do you hear me? Okay.
Oh yeah, because baby, I was praying. Oh, I prayed for that date to change because the date that was at the beginning, I wasn't gonna make it because my baby was graduating and I had to be there for the graduation. When I say I was praying, and then she called and was like, "We had to change the date." I was like, "Period. It's really meant for me to be here in June." And so I kept trucking. And when I was nervous again, this was my first international flight out of the country. I was flying by myself.
Had a
And
layover
I
in another
have had a
country.
peace. Yes. And I have had a peace since my first divination that has been unwavering. People be surprised at how I am at this point, even though my husband just passed away in February. And it's just been an overflowing peace. And this is before initiation. So I was already feeling like, okay, I got this. This is where I'm supposed to be. Because even before the divination, I was like, I got a feeling that this is going to come up in my divination for me to initiate.
She did.
And I
Because
don't want
she
this
was
to
telling me all the
happen.
time. And just so you know, she didn't meet me in this space.
No.
She met me on a live for someone else.
And so it came up, and I was like, okay, it came up in the divination. I'm going to do this. So, whole process with everything that's going on. And during all of that, I had to sell my house, pack my house up in California. This is all before I left. Pack my house up in California to get ready for the move back to Mississippi, which where I am now. But it has been a process. It has been some trials, but I was determined, like, because it felt like I needed to do this. Like the closer it got, it was like a ache in my body. It's like, you have to be here. Like, this is your time. Because I was afraid, especially with my husband getting real sick, that I wasn't going to be able to make it. But once he got on hospice, they did let me know that they would be able to take care of him 24/7 once I leave. So I had already had that plan just in case. Because I was going, because my heart was telling me, my soul was telling me, you have to go in June. This is your time. So we got there. And when I stepped on the soil, not even at the Ela yet, I felt home. Like, it was like my ancestors was waiting right there to welcome me. I just felt this overwhelming desire of being home. And like it fit.
Pause. I'm gonna pause you right there, and we're gonna start right back. I'm gonna go to number 2
Okay.
because all y'all have okay. So note all of the things that she said was going on in her life before she even got there. That she even said, "Let me figure out how someone can take care of my husband because God willing, he was still gonna be there." Okay, can take care of my husband before I leave, and to make sure her child was okay, who's graduating from high school before I go. So I want y'all to keep that in mind for these people that are like, I don't know, I have a lot going on. All the things she had going on. Okay. So I'm gonna move to number 2 before you get to the I'm home. Cause let me tell you, I can't wait till they get to the end to all the thing. Lakita said, because the tears already coming. Oh my goodness. She did good because she didn't break. But it was tugging at her. So now I'm gonna move to number 2. I'll see you in a minute, Vivian.
Okay.
All right. And then we're gonna go from there. Come on, number 2. Number 2, number 2. Okay. I'm gonna stop, but I just my spirit. I got to cheer. Now, Iya, do you want the whole screen to yourself or you want me to stay up here?
No, you can stay right there.
Y'all are so funny. I'm gonna hold your hand, girl. All right, Iyanifa Sheena, let's go with your story about how you got to the initiation process because yours is an interesting one as well. And I'm
Yeah.
gonna mute myself.
So my story started when a while where I've always knew that certain building I didn't fit in, and I was trying to search for something else but didn't know what it was. And I did a simple prayer. I saw something on TikTok, I believe, and they were like, if you throw water libation and you speak to your ancestors and you ask them to come to you and teach them your ways. And I did that, and I asked for a guidance, and I want to meet. My simple prayer was, I want to meet my soul family. I wanted to know their ways. I want to be connected to where I'm from. And before that, I had actually did my ancestry for my birthday, and it did come out that it was 36% Nigerian and 26% Ghanaian, and some others. And that I definitely felt connected to Africa for a long time. I went to Ghana a couple of years ago, but it didn't feel it quite as how I felt when I went to Nigeria. But I'll get to that. Um, so I kept praying, and I kept seeing. After I prayed a prayer, and that night I went to my bed, I had a dream. My ancestors actually came to me, my father, my grandma, and then I have some other ancestors that I didn't know that came forward, and they said to me, you called and we're here. And for me, after that, I started seeing eights, right? 808, 888. And at that time I didn't meet Iyanifa as yet. And I'm like, okay, I'm getting money. That's good. And then I kept seeing it over and over for like, for 2 weeks. And then I came across Iya's live when she was on with Queen Po, and I think it was Darcel and Spirit Afro Spiritual. And I saw Iya, and instantly I just gravitated to Iya. And later on, I kept watching her live, but I didn't interact. Just kind of just watching and seeing. And when she told me that she didn't tell me, she said her numbers were 8. That's her favorite thing, like 8, the infinity, and her birthday was 808. It didn't connect until after I got off the live. I was like, oh my God, like that's the sign that my ancestors were sending me the eights. So that was my connection to Ifa. Instantly signed up for the divination. I did the divination. Mines came out that I need to move closer to Ifa. And instantly I was like, okay, move closer. I'm all in. I don't want to move closer. I want to go all in. So I I signed up. Well, I initially I was kind of I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hesitant because it's still new to me, right? And I'm watching and I was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But then I got the money because I didn't know where I was gonna get the money from, right? Because I'm, working mom, have kids or whatever. And I literally got the money out of nowhere. The money came for my EBO, my initiation and all
Excuse
of
me,
that
man.
stuff.
Excuse me. Yeah, can you repeat that? Because when I say to people, I was like, it will be provided for you. If I knows your heart and knows that that's what you want to do, and it doesn't matter what the price is, and it seems asinine, but can you repeat that for the people in the back, please? Because I know I sound crazy when I say it, right?
Yes, let me tell you. Yes, says it all the time. The money's gonna come, and I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. That money came. Kid you not, 10 grand came actually. And then I was like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. So so I put the money away. I was like, I ain't gonna initiate or whatever. But then my ancestors roll up on me and they were like, girl, if you don't initiate, you're gonna pay for some stuff gonna happen. And instantly I sent, even because at that time it was like the 25th of February, and I think she had already closed the line, or it was closed because it was supposed to be February 2nd, right? The line was supposed to be closed.
Yeah, that's
And I
correct.
emailed her and I was like, yeah, do you have a spot? And she's like, yeah. And even though I sent an email, I was still hesitant. And I was like, please just give me a sign that I'm doing the right thing. Like 5 minutes later, Iya sends me a message, go now, your itinerary. Like, go
Yes, because of
now.
the flight. Because I was
It was
like, that flight
like,
is low now. You
like out
better
of
go.
nowhere. And I did. And, I bought everything. And, like, it's been a wonderful process thus far. Yeah. So we will continue. But that's my story.
Thank you. Because, yeah, because then we going to move on to the next part where y'all.
Next part. Yeah.
Thank you very much. All right, come on. Come on, Iyanifa. Come on.
Hello.
Hello. You want me to stay
Yeah.
too, or you want me to get off the screen?
Oh, of course you could stay.
Oh my gosh, y'all. All right, let's get it, Iyanifa Talia, because your story is amazing.
Mm, okay, I'll make this short. Um, Initially, I was following Queen Poe, and I seen an interview that you did with her, and I was hooked. I love the approach of no nonsense. This is archaic, way of life, and here are the facts. So I was drawn to that. And then you mentioned about the divination, which I have a really close family member in my life that I definitely needed a divination for. And I ended up getting a divination for herself and myself. Initially, I was doing this for her, but so much came through for me. And Ifa was mentioned. And I know for me, I pray to my altar constantly to my ancestors to make sure that whatever pathway I'm on, that is within my wellness, and to give me signs, like all my other sisters said before me. Because you just, you want something to resonate with you, but you just want to be sure. And every single time, when I spoke to Jax, she reassured me, and I thought about it. And I couldn't sleep one night, and I just emailed you like 3 in the morning, and I was like, I'm gonna do it, and you responded, and I was like, why is she up? So, like, I was trying to be in secret. But ever since then, my life has turned around. Currently going through a divorce, retiring, and my mind was elsewhere. So I was trying to do the passport, the visa. Um, Keynote, make sure you get your stuff on time. But I was
Hold up, run
I
that
waited
back.
to the
Run
last
people
minute.
back one more time.
Yes, yes. Like as soon as you decide that you want to go ahead and do your stuff. So I've already had a passport and I've traveled because I was in the military for a long time. So I've traveled, but for whatever reason, my mind was elsewhere with all the stuff I had going on in my life. So I forgot to do the visa on time. And long story short, I was gonna make this trip. So my passport was stuck in Washington. I didn't even have a passport at this point.
Excuse me,
So
ma'am.
I
I
had
need
to.
you to explain to them that you had paid, because you can't cut this part out because they need to understand the dedication and the faith you
Okay.
had. That you
Yes.
paid, where you had to fly to, what you had to go through to still get your ass on that plane that everybody
Okay.
keeps giving me excuses about. And y'all who talk about security clearance,
Yes. Yes.
look at my
So
face.
I have a secret clearance. I'm good on that. I've had my passport for some time. Um, I've been to way worse places and made it happen. But this particular time, my mind was just gone. And when it happened to where my passport was stuck in Washington, it wasn't going to come back in time. So I researched. For all those that don't know, you can actually get your passport within a week in the States by making an appointment on travel.gov. But I tried to make an appointment, and I live in California, and there was no appointments available by the time my passport would come in time in order for me to leave, except for Hawaii. So your girl booked the trip to Hawaii just for a matter of hours the day before I was supposed to leave because I had to push back my flight because I was missing my flight. So I already paid for my flight, already paid for the visa, already paid for the passport. I had to repay for a passport, repay for a visa, pay again to change my flight. And when I tell you I slept in the airport in Hawaii on a chair for 6 hours because I wasn't about to get a hotel and miss this flight, that's what I did. And I went, got my passport. I got it in a matter of 3 hours. I turned back around, hopped back on the plane, same day, landed at midnight. And then I came back to the airport at 5 in the morning to hop on my flight to Nigeria. Didn't so again the visa by the grace of Oludumare, like I was praying and praying and praying because the passport was the first step. I still had to get a visa. So because it didn't come back yet. So
And she still had to get on a plane without
yes,
having her Nigerian visa. Okay?
yes, yes. So you talk about some sweet talk and like blinks and like just trying to do what I needed to do to get on that plane. And sister got on that plane without that visa. But I still needed it when I landed. So I was like, I'm gonna sleep in this airport until somebody give me a visa because I'm gonna make this trip. So that's exactly what happened. And I remember the gentleman that helped us, he even mentioned that I had to be praying so hard because the fastest he ever seen it was 4 days. Mine came in 4 hours. So when I say faith is important and hella high water, like if you want to do it, it will be done for you. If it's in your alignment, it will be done. All you have to do is just have faith and continue the path. And I think, that, you helped me, my sisters was helping me, giving me confidence, and I had the funds to be able to do it because it was not cheap. That's
Right.
where don't wait till the last minute. But you know what? It was worth every penny and I would do it again.
He did. He got it in 4 hours after working on it for 10 hours prior. So he had been working and didn't go to sleep to try to make sure it got done for her. And that's what happens when you're nice to people when you travel through an airport and you meet them and they give you their number and say, if you need help, let me know. No money exchanged. He didn't ask us for no coins. Okay. Let me be clear when he said if I needed them to have help. I told him I was coming back. Because if you remember the story when I told y'all, when I went and they were like, you're Black American. And I was like, not by choice. He was the one sitting there that giggled and was like, you know what, I'm gonna give you my number. You coming back? And when I said I was coming back and bringing a group, he believed me and trusted that I said that. He didn't ask me for
Ashe.
nothing. And I contacted his behind right before they were getting ready to come. So he could make sure
Ashe.
everything was gonna go good. So for him to have just met me there, he met me when I landed early and walked me through the process. I met his colleague who helped us out as well. And when I tell you, there was nothing extra. If we wanted to give him something, that was on us. But he didn't ask for nothing. He never said, little bit, you got something for me? Because that's what they'll say in the airport. He didn't ask me none of that. Okay. And he was great and amazing. And I
Absolutely.
appreciate him so much. All right.
Yes.
So thank you, ma'am. We'll get to the, like I said, in a minute. All right. Let me get to number 4. Hey, come on, girl. Come on. You got to give them your story. I don't know if you want to give them the whole part of your story, but I'm going to mute. You muted. We can't hear nothing. Nope. Nope. You want to go and come back? Let's see. She said, what's going on? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, that's so cute. Let me put her behind until she comes back in. And then let me tell you. So every time I tell y'all this, and I'm on lives on Tok of Tik, y'all know I say it backwards. And I'm telling you, if it's for you and it's gonna happen for you, there will be a way made. And when she just gave her testimony, all of them had stuff going on in their lives, right? Or things in which they didn't think they would be able to do this, and then this happened for them. I want you to pay attention for that because people will say the saying, "What is for you will be for you." And at no point did it tell her she needed to initiate in her divination. Y'all didn't hear her say that, right? She came for herself and another family member. She didn't say, it told me. So at some point, in her just learning about this, she transitioned and decided she wanted to do that. So that's why when I get the emails and the questions to say, hey, how do I know I'm supposed to initiate? What if it didn't tell me in my divination? It didn't tell her in hers, and she just did it. It didn't tell her in Sheena's either. And they did it. It was because it was a calling in their spirit. They felt at home. I'm going to bring you back now and let's see if this works for you. Okay, let's see.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Come on, commercial. Y'all need to pay us. I know y'all don't run that commercial anymore, but just in case. So I'm going to let Cereta tell her story. Excuse me, respectfully. My bad. Iyanifa Cereta. Tell her story because I think it's important based on where she came from. And you can go ahead and mention all the things we typically don't mention so that they understand from that perspective because I get questions from there so much. So I'm gonna let her tell her story of how she got here because she's one of the few that knew about this thing ahead of time. All right. I'm not gonna ask you the question because you're gonna tell me to stay, so I'm just mute. All right, peace.
So of course I started in a religious background, but find my way to Ifa through going to the village here in South Carolina, which is called Oyotunji. And I would go to events and festivals there, but it still didn't feel 100% of what I was looking for, what my spirit was looking for. So on my studies, continuing to just search and find my way through Ifa, studying things by myself, I had a divination that did say that I needed to initiate into Ifa, but again, I still didn't trust or believe it, just because of how it was presented to me. So just seeing Ia on the live with Queen Poe, Darcel, and the other guy, can't remember his name,
Afro
but
Spirit.
is Afro Spiritual. That's correct. I don't know why I want to say it backwards. It was at that moment I said, that's my person. That's who I need to be connected with. And she was talking about going, her divinate, getting a divination and just different things. And so I went on and booked one, not even thinking about it. While she was still talking on the live, I was already on her website booking a divination with her. And I got my divination, and a lot of things came through that I was already kind of feeling, questioning. So when I was able to actually go through it and talk with her about it, she confirmed a lot for me. And then I ended up having a dream where it was her and our Alubu confirming something about one of my children. And I called her, well, I emailed her, and then she ended up calling me so that I could explain the dream in detail to her. And the same thing that she said to me in the dream the night before is the same thing she said to me on the phone. And
I
I
didn't know that.
never exactly, yeah. And the thing is, I didn't tell you what you said. I just told you what the dream entailed. So that's another reason why I knew Ia was my person and who was going to like guide me through this process. And so even after having that done, going through my EBO, I said, well, I want to just receive the hand of Ifa virtually. And she said, no, if you're going to do it, you're going to do it all the way. So I said, okay, let's do it then. And so we did all the things, went through the process. And with the visa process for here, you have to go to Atlanta. Well, you have to have an appointment for Atlanta. I didn't have an appointment because the appointment would be June, I think it was June 26th, which that would have been after I had gotten back. So we just drove there, and the guy gave me such a hard time. But I prayed, I was nice. I called Ia, he wouldn't talk to her, but I put her on speakerphone so he could hear what she was saying, so he could hear what she was saying. So they ended up having the same information. But he gave me such a hard time. But at the end of the day, through all of that process, I walked off with my passport. I mean, excuse me, my visa. So you just
Facts.
have to trust your process. Trust your process, and don't waver. And I know I am guilty of wavering, but just going through my whole process from start to finish, I knew this is where I was supposed to be. And before leading up to the day I was supposed to leave, I kept seeing 9/11, 9/11. And I was like, why am I seeing 9/11? But now I understand why I was seeing 9/11. That was my sign letting me know that transformation was coming.
Come on now. Thank you, Ia.
Thank
Because again, it wasn't easy. She had to drive from South Carolina to Atlanta now, to Georgia,
Yeah.
to get her
They
stuff
opened.
done. So
So yeah.
you will have something because it's your test. People always talk about the
Mm-hmm.
test and the testimony, but it's the way of seeing if how you're going to let other energies affect what you decide you're going to do.
Right.
So let me see if number five is available. All right, number five. Let's go. I'll see you in a minute. Thank you. Hey, let's get it. So, for those of you all who don't know, okay, Iyanifa Ifayomi, aka Danielle, is definitely an anomaly. So, I'll let her tell her story because she hasn't gotten a divination from us. She hasn't been on any of our lives like that. Nothing. Okay? So, Danielle, let's go, girl. And listen to this New York accent. She gonna get your life. Oh, you're mute too. Don't hear you. Nope. Nope. You're gonna have to jump off and come back too. All right. The let me tell you, ladies, I can see you all in the back, but they can't see you. And it says, all of you are so powerful and faith filled. Come on, Iyas. You should see their smiles. Oh, Queen, she'll have to tell you what her name means. Yes, we can't hear them. Dazana, please tell me. Dazana, please let me know if I'm saying your name right. Yes, I know. We're working on it. She's going to come back in just a second. But all of their names, if they so choose to share them, don't worry, they got the pronunciation because I made sure Lou sent it to them so they can say it. If they can't say it for you right now, come back to me in 6 months. But more importantly, they can explain what it means. Each of their name means something that has to do with the scripture or the Odu that was given for their life. I'm using the term scripture here because, as you know, many of you all who are watching this may not have ever watched any of the previous videos to understand how I explain what's going on. So that's where their names come from. Some of them chose to have two names. Some of them chose to go with one. Some of them chose to go with three. I have three myself, but I've never shared it on here with you all. However, I've shared it with them. Here, let me go. All right. Come on through, Iya.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, good.
So
By the way, you got complimented on your name. They love your
thank
name. And I
you.
said, maybe you'll explain what it means, but let's go with your story and I'm going to mute myself. And she is number 5. She rounds out everything, okay? And she has the patience of a saint. Okay, that's what I'm going to say. Let's go.
Thank you for that, because I'm working on my patience for sure. Um, so for me, it started about 13 years ago. I shared with the ladies on our ride to East how I came about the Ishe. I was 30 years old, and to make a long story short, I was I didn't grow up in the church, but Christianity was all that I knew. And life was going really good for me, and I wanted to work on my spirituality. So I remember I had the Bible in my hand, and I was talking to Jesus, and I said, "Listen, I know that they say you're supposed to have faith, but I need for you to reveal yourself to me. If you are real and you reveal yourself to me, I will follow you. I'll be a Christian, and I'll dedicate my life to being a Christian and worshiping you." Well, I would say about 2 days later, I wound up having a dream. I had a dream that there was a man in white, and this man in white had an accent. He was a black man, and he was telling me that I need to be initiated into an African religion. And I remember saying to myself, because with the area that I was at was a heavily Caribbean area, because I used to go to the reggae clubs, and there was two men, one on either side of him, and one of the men had locks. And I was thinking to myself, well, why didn't he tell me to be a Rastafarian or something like that? So anyway, that's what the man told me. Now there was a witch that was also in this dream, and the witch was trying to entice me to go with her. There was like a whole bunch of birds that was with her, and they started to like flutter as I left the man to go with her. And as the birds started to flutter, I kind of cowered down on the ground, and I was really afraid. The man came back into the view of me, took a white cover and threw it over me. And when he threw the cover over me, I could hear him telling her to leave me alone, that I wasn't going to go with her, and that I was afraid of her, that she was making me scared. She wound up leaving, and then he took the cover off of me, and then he just told me to elevate, elevate, elevate. And I remember waking up like, what kind of dream was this? It was the craziest dream I had ever experienced in my life. And I immediately went to Google man in white African religion. I had no idea who this man was. But of course, I found out that it was Obatala who had came to me in my dream. This was 13 years ago. And so, of course, over the years, I have a relationship with him, and this is not, outside of being initiated. I have a relationship with a few of the Orishas who have come to me and who have helped me navigate, life. One of the things that
Uh-oh, we lost her.
I had a bit
Oh.
of a drinking problem. You lost me again?
Yeah, you back now. Let's go. One of the things that's where
Okay.
it stopped.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And so I was drinking pretty heavily through the years. You know, that was my thing. I've been drinking since I was 14. And I, you know, didn't think I had a problem stopping. I didn't think that, you know, it was affecting me, but actually it started to affect my memory. And I was becoming very forgetful. And I remember, you know, my workers at my job would like make jokes, and I would go to lunch and come back and there would be like stickies all around because people would try to remind me of things. So during COVID, I had started drinking heavily because we was, you know, home. Everybody was home. And then in 2021, I just was tired and I had stopped drinking cold turkey. And but the memory loss was still there, and I was still, you know, not. I was really shutting down. My body was shutting down, and I had prayed to Allah to heal me, and He did. And it was at that point that I said, you know what, it's time for me to get serious about this. It's time for me to show my gratitude, my love for this culture, for this religion. And I decided to get initiated in September of 2022. Once I decided to get initiated, I had spoken to a Babalawo that I had had for many years. And this Babalawo, you know, he's a very busy man, and so he never really had time to teach me anything. But I would get my divinations yearly in June, July, like clockwork. So I had told him, listen, I want to be initiated. It's time now. Tell me what I need to do because I have no idea of anything. I haven't left the country. I don't even have a passport. And, you know, obviously the passport was the first thing that I needed to do. I got the passport in November. And what happened was we had agreed upon June, okay? Because that was around the time for the festivals. And I didn't even know that it was festivals and things like that. But I was like, yeah, June sounds like a perfect time. That's going to give me some months to get my passport, to get the visa, get my money up. And then he and I actually stopped talking. And so I found another Babalawo online, and this gentleman was telling me that I needed to get my hand of Ifa, and he, you know, was telling me what the price was and everything like that. And I was like, but I really wanted to be initiated. Like that was my goal. And I was telling anybody who would listen to me, listen, I'm going to Nigeria in June. I'm going to Nigeria in June. I had no idea on how I was going to get there because me and my Babalawo was no longer talking. I didn't know anybody in Nigeria that was going to initiate me. But what I did do was I went on YouTube and I Googled Ishefa versus Itefa because I was trying to figure out, should I just go ahead and just get the hand of Ifa? Should I give this man the money and just get it and, you know what, give myself a year to figure it out? So I stumbled upon Iyas, her YouTube channel because she had a video specifically with that title. And I listened to watched the video, and I liked what she was saying. A lot of things that she was the way she was talking and what she was saying resonated with me because I know that you didn't need to be initiated to have access to these energies, that they are present, they are here, they can hear you. You don't even have to speak. You can think about them and they can show up to you. So I went to her link, and my goodness, I saw that she was going to Nigeria in June. And I'm like, yo, I'm supposed to be right here. So what I did was, because she wasn't on a live, I sent a little message. I left a message on a video like, hey, listen, I see that you're going to Nigeria in June. I really want to go. Please, if you see this message, let me know. The next day while I was at work, she actually went live. And when she went live, that's when I went into the message right in the box. And I was like, hey, listen, I know you're going to Nigeria in June. Can I go? And at that point, we was in March. So it was already closed out. I didn't have any money. And I knew that it said that you needed $1,000. I had no money.
Wait, run that back one more time. Say that for the people. It was closed and what now? You and what
it
now?
was closed, and it was like a month later. So it was already completely closed. And you needed $1,000 to secure the spot. So I sent the message like, listen, I really would like to go. If you can open it up, please let me know. And she said, and I quote, I'm going to offer you some grace. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to let you go. Now, like I said, you need $1,000 to hold the spot, and I ain't had no money. So I was like, she opened it up. Every day I would check, and I would be like, oh God, I just gotta wait till my payday. Just wait till my payday. And when I got paid, I put the money down. I had no savings, but I did have the opportunity to do overtime. So that's what I did. I used up all my overtime paying for this trip. Every check day, I was sending money. Every check day, I would do what I have to do. And the funny thing is that the day that I made my last payment on my trip, my work computer broke down, and I have not done overtime since. So when we talk about making them how they make a way for you, absolutely. Because as soon as I made that payment, the spirit was like, yeah, you don't, that the overtime was for this. This is what, and now you got that, and that's it. And side note, I was told that I'm going to get back everything that I lost, and I have. I've got it back already.
Look.
Yes. So that's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Hey. So let's go. I'm gonna bring all the ladies back up now. Yeah, get comfortable, Sarita. I'm gonna bring them all back. And I'm gonna let y'all decide who wants to go first. Okay? In no particular order now. How do you feel now that it's over? And then I know people are going to ask you questions about when you landed, which is why I'm not going one by one through you all to ask about when you landed and how you felt at that moment and when you got there, because I know those questions are going to come up. So those of you all that have questions, write them. I'm going to see them. I'll pin them as well. And then we can go from there. But how do you feel now that you're back? I'm going to let them ask you about the process and all of those things. Because y'all know I don't do pre-questions and I don't want them to think I set this up. Right? So I'm going to let them ask those questions. But now that you're back, the moment that you return back home, what has your life been like and how do you feel? Anybody who wants to go first, let me know.
I
Raise
will
your
share
hand.
real quick. Sure, I
Okay.
will share. Interestingly enough, I don't feel good. Believe it or not, I feel I'm under a lot of stress right now. I feel like um, I'm being tested. Now is the test. I'm
Yes.
very irritable. I'm very angry, and I feel like I have to purposely be a better person. And they're letting me know that yes, you got this now, and you have to choose what you're going to do with it. Right? This
Yes.
is not magic. This is not you're going to wake up and all of a sudden you're this, high functioning, high vibrational being. You have to
Yes.
actively choose to be a better person every single day, and that's what I'm working with right now.
Yep.
Thank you
Yeah,
for answering that way and for saying it.
absolutely.
Because based on what I heard on your part, it makes sense. so, so y'all saw part of it on YouTube. That's not all of it, but she received more, and all of them did. And based on the parts that they can remember, because when you're going through that process, you're all over the place. You don't think you'll be all over the place, but you are. So, based on what she just shared here, it makes so much sense. So, thank you. Let me see if I can make this so it just has it where whoever's speaking is the one. Okay, who wants to go next? I can't hear
So,
you.
I'll,
Okay,
oh,
well,
I'll
I
go.
can hear you now. Talia, Iyanifa Talia is speaking.
Go ahead.
Let's go.
so I think everybody experience is personal to them.
Yes,
I know for me, I went through a lot before I got there. So on my way back, I'm still dealing with a lot of my life, but it's with ease. One of the things that I've learned is to control my temper, and to make sure that um, I understand what I possess. So I find myself holding my head up high. I find myself when people offend me, I just go, "Oh, that's so cute, boo. You have a good life," and I just keep it moving. Because my sanity and my peace is more important. And even when I feel myself getting to that point, this sisterhood that's right here, let me tell you,
mm,
I mean, 10 toes down. So I am blessed beyond measure. And I people comment not just because of the hair, but I've had so many comments that I'm glowing. And I'm like, okay, thank you for the compliment. But like I feel like, it's I'm a different person, and that encourages me to keep the good character, because life is still going to be life, and you're still going to have
Exactly.
challenges, and it's just
Yes.
on how you choose to respond to those challenges. And I can really feel the initiation process, and just understanding a lot more has made my choices so much easier, and I can understand the why.
Mm. Yep.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And say that again now. It's her sisters. Did y'all hear that? I ain't have people doing it with me. Okay. My mom mentioned that to them because my mom did speak to them while we were over there, by the way. And
Yes,
she
yes.
said that
Oh,
they were
one more
lucky to
thing,
have each other.
if I
Go
could
ahead.
add. So we didn't know each other at all whatsoever before we started. While we were
No.
there and started telling our stories and started telling about our life, it was like all of us had a connection. And we were all meant to be at that place and meet each other. And when I tell you, like, our life story had a connection, it would be a bomb ass Lifetime movie.
Let's
So
go.
I'm just gonna say that. Okay.
It would. It would. All right, Sarita. Iyanifa Sarita. I know you wanted to go next.
Um, for me, since I have returned back here, because I just came back to visit, because I don't live here anymore. I live there. So,
You live back in there.
Yeah.
but since I came back, things for me energetically has been different. I still have my moments where I want to pop off if someone rubbed me the wrong way, but I have to remember I have to remain a good character. Like I have to reel it back because I know, I don't get smacked in the back of my head. So I have to always put that in the front of those moments when I do feel frustrated or I do feel like this person is trying to play with me. So, but overall, I feel good. I feel free. It's not as much stress or the anxious or the control that you told me about. I don't have those flare ups anymore. So like though going through the whole initiation process really mellowed that out for me. So that's one thing I can honestly say I do not experience anymore is the anxiety and the need to control. I just let it flow how it flows and let it be how it is.
Doesn't it feel weird though to not
It
be
does.
anxious when you've operated in that spot for a while?
For
It's like,
so even the night before, remember? And you was
yes,
like, stop. But it was
yes.
just that in my mind taking over my body. But I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's like washed away.
And people are probably like, "What girl? What you taking?" See, I've been there,
Yep.
so I already
Yep.
know. I operated in anxiety for so many years, and I used to have such a fear because I couldn't control keeping my child safe, right? Especially
Yep.
after losing her sibling, everything. I
Mm.
just knew she was getting ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
So every time I talked to you about that, I knew where you were coming from because it was debilitating. That
Yeah.
anxiety was like, oh my gosh. Even
Yeah.
though all of the things had been said, all of the rituals had been done, it didn't rest in my spirit for a long time. It's also why I know where Iyanifa Ifayomi, I like saying it like that, where she's coming from because it wasn't easy. Even after that, it took a minute. I had to get the icon to rest, right?
Right.
So when you came to me with that, I knew where you were coming from because I understand you don't feel like you have control over the next step and you're looking for the next step. And it's like, mm-mm. So I get it. So that's why I said, yeah,
Yeah.
you got to stop. Because I
Yeah.
would be in my
Yeah.
head and my heart. I would
Yep.
feel the flutters in my chest, and then my head would just go. I'd be down the rabbit hole so fast you couldn't tell me nothing. I don't care what nobody was saying.
Right.
so I feel you. So
Here,
yes, I'm glad that you spoke to that.
go in your
And
dad's
Carol
room.
said, "PC on us." Look
He
with
wants
the
to say hi.
pearl. Oh, so let's go. Sheena, Iyanifa Sheena or Vivian was the one of you that wanted to speak next.
Yeah, I can speak. So for me, since coming back, it's just been like overwhelming peace. Like it's
Her
unstoppable.
intuition has gotten more spot on than it already was.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so even like coming back from Nigeria, like even like in the airport, like I got like an upgrade, without even asking for an upgrade. I'm like, okay, you're upgrading me,
Yep.
fine, because I was like all the way in about, I was like 46, and
Yes.
I got an upgrade, but it's just like random people just like I've always got attention, but it's been like a lot of attention, and you're like, wow, it's something about you, or even like my family, like my friends, they're like, it's something about you. You're more calm, you're more, in the moment, and that's something always struggle with. It's just
Yes.
like always thinking ahead and always putting people first, and now it's
Yes.
like um being in the moment, and then being with Sheena and connecting with myself, and it's just been an amazing process.
Yes. Let's go. Come on, Vivian. Number one. Number one. Where the hell is number? Y'all, you got to do it every time. Y'all gonna be clapping. Okay, go ahead.
So for me, because I feel like because of everything that was going on with me prior to,
Yes.
um, I've just been resting. Like
Mm,
I get sleepy, my body just be like, nope, we're not doing anything else. You fit to rest. So just lay down, even if it's just to lay down. Don't go to sleep, but it's like you need to rest your body. So for me, that's what it's been because I was going,
for
and
years.
I still have my unwavering peace that
Yeah.
is uh, no words for that, but
And
and I'm
Vivian going to
feeling
bed like old
homesick.
people now.
Yeah,
She usually stay up all day, but that sun go down. Vivian's like, I'm tired.
I'm gone.
So that's
And
what's
I'm feeling
changed.
homesick.
Yes. All right, y'all. We got a few minutes left so that y'all can ask your questions. Type the questions that you have for them about the process, about how they were treated. Oh, a real good question for y'all. Did y'all see other EIs and stuff participating in your initiation?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah,
Do they
Absolutely.
exist?
they
Yes.
do
Yes.
exist.
yeah.
Does
A
some
lot.
of them have
A lot.
jobs and disappeared? Let's go, Ifayomi.
I was going to say, I one of the EIs actually gave me a divination.
One of them that you saw. See what
Yes,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
I did get a divination from an EI. So yeah,
So let's think about that now. They saw them, they were there. But answer me this: do y'all see them sticking around a lot? Like, no, they do what they got to do and they gone.
And
And
they
they
go,
go.
yeah.
Okay. So then you just have a bunch of men, and then people are like, all you have is Baba, such and such and such. Yes. Let me show this on screen. Respectfully, can you get your EBO without initiating? Yes. The EBO process has nothing to do with initiation. It has everything just to do with aligning you with your life paths and helping you through certain circumstances. So I would say this when I first started coming on here. Would you rather climb a mountain or step over a small hill? You know what I'm saying? So you can continue to climb mountains, or you can go, oh, okay, here's another way that I could do it, and I could just step on this and keep going. So that's the point of getting that. Let me see. Next question. What was your experience coming out of oh, here you go, y'all. What was your experience coming out of the airport upon arriving?
Um, for me, it don't laugh.
Oh, y'all started laughing.
For me, it was a overwhelming experience. The peace I felt walking this into the airport and just seeing my people everywhere. I looked at Talia and I was like, this is crazy. Just to experience the energy is different. The people are different. and they actually help you. You get this thing where it's like they don't help you, they don't like America's all this crap. That's crap. That's a bunch of bull crap. Because they helped
Fact.
us from the moment we stepped off that plane until the moment we stepped back on the plane.
Facts. Thank you for that. Anybody else want to answer before I go to the next question?
Yes. I can definitely say me and Sarita was laughing because we felt like superstars, like we was hand cradled from the time we got off the plane. It was a gentleman waiting for us that took us everywhere we needed to go, got our bags, walked us outside. Driver was standing by on point. Like I was just going through like this, like waving, like yes, like bring it. So it was beautiful, and we thank you so much for the top notch service, but it made a difference
Our
because
pleasure.
it's busy. It's a lot of people. And we just felt like, we was just kind of going through. You know how when you make a lot of money or you a Hollywood star, like you don't have to do what regular people had to do.
Right,
And that
y'all
was
didn't.
us. Yeah, we ain't have to send in them long lines and get our bags checked and this or that or whatever. It
Yes.
was just like follow us. So yes, so it was beautiful.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have
Yes.
another question that she gave too. There's several of them coming up, but there was another one that was asked about. Okay, here we go. This is a good one too. Two questions. How was the hospitality, meals, and accommodations? How long are you to wear all white? Y'all know I love this one. Let's go.
We're wearing white tonight because we just chose to wear white.
Yeah.
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 We just wanted to be uniform tonight for you guys.
Yeah, it wasn't
All
a
collectively
requirement.
Yes.
We don't do that in this Elay. We don't do the whole
No.
you must wear white before you do such and such. Typically, many people in Isheshe don't do that. That is specific to your Elay, your home, your house. But we don't do that. If Ifa didn't give it as a directive during your initiation process that it's a must, then nope. But that's a great question. Let me see. I'm trying to make
The
sure I get them
hospitality
all.
was great.
Very,
The
yes.
meal was
Oh,
good.
and your food. How is your food?
Good.
At the house, not the hotel. That's what it called. Not the fire.
Ooh,
Pepe.
like if you think you like spicy food, baby,
That's what
look,
it called.
Vivian, baby.
The Pepe
The
was
hotel has
Pepeing.
a no holds bar off Pepe. Okay, they got to learn. And the reason I always point at Sheena is because she's Jamaican born, right? And she didn't even like the fire. So that's why they got quiet.
Right.
But they didn't eat when they were at the house. They didn't eat a whole bunch of traditional food because I told Alud that wasn't gonna fly for them to not have fire. So we had a chef. What was his
Yeah.
name? Because it was the opposite. Doctor.
Doctor.
Okay, so I
Doctor.
will say that. Doctor.
Yeah.
And I had to ask, why did they call him that? Because he doctors food. Let's get it. So
I was still about to say coach.
Coach, I know, right? I was thinking, but we tried to keep it when we found stuff that they liked. I told them to try to keep the menu the same because then I just didn't want a whole bunch of, trying stuff. So yeah, that's different. So they stayed in a home, by the way, in a home with their own bathrooms and all of those things. They had electric. The light wasn't taken for y'all, right? During your stay because
A
they had
few
a backup
times.
something.
It came
Did
back
the lights
on.
ever
It
go
came
off
right
in the
back
house
up.
for y'all? I know outside when we were live, it went off, but I don't know that it went off in the house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
did
did
But
go
go
the
off.
off a while
generator
back.
came,
Oh, and
we
then the
plugged
gym
the
came
generator
on.
out.
So
Yeah.
they had toilets that flush. They didn't have to do any of the craziness that has to normally be done and all of the good things. So if that's what you're wondering, yeah, they ain't have none of that, girl. And it's like Cooper's Castle. And they had armed security every night. And at least
Every
three
night.
other people were in that house in the bottom, and they didn't realize that until they thought that Vivian was snoring, but it wasn't Vivian. It was one of the other
I
people.
know.
Yeah, y'all, it wasn't me.
Wasn't Vivian snoring, y'all. It was one of the other people that was staying there. They always had someone looking after them in our armed guard. Okay. Here goes another question. Can you receive other energies apart from Ifa when you go for Itefa? And Itefa, y'all, is the actual name for initiation. So I'm gonna answer this way because I have a lot of people that I've been watching who have been speaking on us in this tradition, and they don't know nothing. Look how I'm saying it. Stop speaking on us, and y'all don't know. If you will note, some of them, when they do their extended names, it has an energy attached to it. You will see another name in that. And that other name has to do with their Odu. So when you initiate into Ifa, people think you're initiating under one energy. We always have a team. Okay. So you get a list of energies assigned with your life. And as I said before, if you choose to have the icon of those energies, you will. You all now know some of the ones associated with me, and I still have more, and I don't have all their icons. So when you initiate into Ifa, it's like saying, I initiate into the word of God, because that's what I told y'all Ifa actually means, right? The word of God. You all think it has to do with Orumula himself. It doesn't have to just do with Orumula and him being the keeper of the tools. The Odu, or the scripture assigned to them, gives them all of the additional energies assigned to them. Their name speaks to the primary energy assigned to that scripture or Odu for their life. It's different. When you get a divination, that's going to be different and change. When they get their life, it's their life. So do we initiate under one? We initiate under all of the ones that are attached to us. What you decide to receive in your home as an icon is separate from that. So I hope that educates all the people who go, oh, they just initiate under your phone. They don't know nothing else. I've seen that too many times. If that was the case, then we wouldn't have people who are priestess of this, right? Or priest of this, Baba of this, Iya of this. And they may choose that their house be the main one under their full initiation. But every single person that initiates will receive Ifa. And Ifa in this way, I'm talking about Ifa, the icon of Ifa. You will receive the icon of the word of God, the icon of the keeper of the tools. And then you can choose to receive the other energies if you so choose. So glad we got that. For the people in the back who keep talking on this tradition and irk the, I mean, y'all irk me so bad. Y'all practice other stuff and you're always talking about what we do. What we talk about typically when we're on here is what we don't do, as opposed to what people get confused, because many of you will confuse them, making them think that this is the end all be all in the beginning, and it is not. This is the beginning, and it will always be that, no matter how many times you try to change that. Derivatives will be derivatives. But just because we don't receive a bunch of necklaces doesn't make it any less whatever. You see, the ladies all have bracelets. These bracelets were gifted to them for different energies, either associated with them or that we felt that they needed or something. Does that mean anything different? No, I got a whole arm of extra ones now. Does that change? Does that change because I have necklaces or whatever? No, because the energies of those energies associated with me being initiated are still in me through the process that I did in initiation with Ifa. That's not going to change that. It's just me wanting the icons of them in my house. However many necklaces I have that are blessed don't make a difference. And they can have all of them that they want. But we don't have to do all that because they're already in us. Okay? Ladies, thank you for letting me answer that question. All right. Pepper. Oh, look. Let me go. I'm trying to go to see any other questions so I can add this. Oh, sure. No. The only icons that are included are Ifa and Eshu. However, that does not mean that you bring Eshu home. You can choose to bring Eshu home at another time, but we don't do that because we want the appeasements and the balance to continue to stay where it needs to stay. And they do it on a schedule and they do it on time. But you do commune with your Eshu before you return back. So all icon costs outside of those two are up to you. All right. That's a good question. Let me see. Show. When do you receive your lucky beads? Do you find out who your head? Okay, who wants to answer this? Come on, yes. Because I guess I
Yeah.
sort of just answered it, but let's go.
Yeah.
What? Pick one. Who is going to teach today?
Iyas Talia.
Okay. Come on, Talia. They push you to the front.
Right? Like that's so messed up. Um, okay. So like it reads. So you already answered the first part, I believe. And then for your head, so it's again what resonates with you. And you mentioned that towards the end of your explanation, in reference to the energies that are associated with you as to the reason why we receive our names in Ifa. And that's who is like on your spirit team. So it's, I mean, as soon as you get your name, that's what identifies with you. And even in, you mentioned before with divinations, even in your divinations, when you receive divinations and you have certain orishas that, constantly come up in your divinations, I think your spirit team evolves. You won't have the same Orisha, forever. As you go through different parts of your life, some show up for you at that particular time. And once that, situation is resolved, then you transition to maybe another one. So I think a lot of people get stuck on trying to get a singular Orisha, and that's the person, but it's always going to change because life changes.
Yeah. So what she's speaking to is when you get a divination and your team changes, you may not see the same ones mentioned all the time. So that's why she's saying that. So your head, it may in your divination, it may speak to you need to be closer to this one, or this is the one for you. Not everybody gets that. But then again, it still goes back to what I said. We have a team, and even their name and they'll do for their life. If they decide to put up all their different names, you will see a specific Orisha within that. Or if you're familiar with the name that they're given, even when it starts with Ifa so and so, just like you see Ifayomi, if you know what Odus speak to why her name is that, that gives you who's her main outside of Ifa. So I hope that that makes sense. Good questions. All right. Now I know some of y'all had a whole bunch of questions about the initiation process because y'all scared about stuff. So go ahead and ask all the things. The reason I'm not trying to lead this is because y'all ask me all the time. So now I want you to ask them. And also because some of them didn't have a clue what this thing was until recently and they got to do all the things. So y'all wanted to know some of the stuff about besides their head, why does their head need to be shaved or is such and such? Is it a big deal? All of that, right? Then you all, and by the way, y'all didn't see Ifayomi before, and she had locks down to her butt cheek, like so. So y'all asked about that. Another thing, and y'all shouldn't be scared. You should ask now while you got the chance now, and you have them on here to ask because I'm not leading them with the questions, which is why I said you all need to ask what you want to ask. All the questions that y'all be in the chat and stuff asking, and on different boards and stuff, and in communities asking, you better ask this stuff right now. Ask them why you got them here. All the things that you want to ask so that you can get the answer and it can live on for the rest of the people here. And I'm not leading it because why? Y'all ask me all the time. I want you to ask the people who are here because everybody's scared. Let's go.
Yeah, can I answer this question? I am Justina. She asked two.
Hold on.
One,
Let me put it up here. I'll put the question up about did anyone cry?
yes,
Yeah, let's go.
yes. So believe it or not, as Black women, we know the journey of our hair. And before the initiation, um, yes, that was a concern. I can honestly say with 100% faith during the initiation, it's something that I personally look forward to because you go through so many like um changes on how you feel internally, and you start to realize that your hair holds trauma, holds like resentment, holds just past, just BS. And by the time I sat in that chair, I was ready to go. I was ready to cut it off, let it go, and be free. And it was such an exhilarating, moment to when it was done. I did not cry. I laughed. I smiled. I rubbed my head like a newborn baby, like, yes, let's go. Um, so it was a beautiful experience,
Yeah.
and you don't miss it. You don't miss it. I shaved at least an hour off my time getting ready, but yes.
What?
Yeah. I did cry, but not cry boo 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 because my hair was getting cut. It's the feeling that I felt like instantly as soon as you went, I just felt light. I just felt peace. And that's why I cried.
She did. She did feel peace. And y'all see Vivian just went and cut hers again because she's like, it's getting too long.
And it's already growing back.
I know. Ifayomi and Cereta, how do y'all feel? And she had
It bothers.
locks. You were like, I don't care.
Yeah, I had my locks beforehand, so
Yes.
it did to get it cut again. But anytime for me, I cut my hair. It's a renewing and a freedom that I feel anyway because I'm shedding the old and welcoming the new. So it was good for me.
You see? Ifayomi?
Um, I was happy to be honest with you because I knew that that was part of the sacrifice.
Let's
That
go.
was so I was all in. So I was like, this is what I'm doing. Yes, take it off. I was okay with it.
I'm glad.
Hmm.
See? And y'all know I'll do this 1,000 times. I don't care. Y'all seen it down my back. Y'all y'all know I don't care. Who am I connecting with more? Let's go. So it doesn't make me a difference. Can you do it virtually? Okay, Iyanifa Vivian, let's go. All y'all shake your heads.
Nope.
Now, what
You don't
can you
want
Now,
do
to.
virtually?
You don't. You don't want to. You and we all, I'm sure, can express the same sentiment. Is so much that you get from the experience of being around, like, not just in Africa, but everything that you see, from the little kids doing certain chores, from
Girl,
the
not
how they
sleeping.
help.
Let them know that the kids were up at 4 a.m. and 2 a.m. and come on
Look,
now.
They
these
Yeah.
was
little
there the
kids
whole
got nine to
time.
fives for real.
Yeah.
Like they do. It put our little American children to shame, boy. I had to come home and get my life together and say, look, kids,
Yeah.
y'all need to do
Yes.
better.
Yeah. And
Like,
also to let them know that they did the divinations too.
yes,
They
Those little
did,
yes.
kids
those
was doing
babies.
divinations to us for us.
Boss baby,
Look,
Baba boss
Yes.
baby.
yes.
Yes.
I got
Yes.
many of prayers from from them baby ones.
Yes. That's
Mhm.
And
right.
that's beautiful. And the elders, like, not doing it virtually, you don't have the experience of an elder coming up to you and hugging you and praying on you.
And
Like when
bowing
you
to
hit,
you.
and
oh
Mhm.
my
bowing.
goodness, yes,
Yeah,
yes. And I'm talking about straight bowing, almost doing a push up on the floor, like straight bowing.
Yes.
Just a matter of love and appreciation that you get being there. I could tell you, like, it's nothing that you would
It's
ever
not.
experience.
I'm glad you
Agreed.
said it. It's just one of those things. So can you do that virtually? No. You could do Ishefar, Hand of Ifa virtually, and it's long, but not as long of a process. And to give you an idea, the beginning part, if you go back and watch the video where I showed them starting the process and you see the buckets in front, that's Ishefa. Well, part of it is Ishefa. So that's what you can see done remotely on your behalf. And some people don't even show that. They just tell you you're gonna get it and they may ship it to you. And some people apparently don't get it shipped. Don't know what that's about, but not over here. Okay. This question, it's a good question, Lori. Is everyone DNA to an Orisha? I've heard you say DNA of Batala, but I'm not sure what that means. So, what that means is in a divination that I've had in my process, it tells me that one of my ancestors was a Batala. So, at some point in the reincarnations, because we believe in that, an ancestor was Obatala. Therefore, I am DNA'd Obatala because my ancestor was Obatala. So that's what that means. Because we believe in living lives. This is where a lot of the Odus or the scriptures come from, different aspects that happen throughout time, throughout the creation that Olodumare had for the worlds as we know it. And notice how I said worlds plural. So that's where it comes from. But that's a good question. Thank you for asking. So no, some people will, it'll tell them that they have so and so in their lineage or an ancestor that's so and so, and that's why I say I'm DNA or Batala. Sometimes it even says in your DNA because of ancestry or whatever. So one of those many stories of Obatala, one of them was my ancestor. All right, let's see. Come on, questions. How do you feel? Okay. How you feel about the sacrifice in person? This would be a good question for LaRonda, but because she isn't on here, I'm going to do a live with her later, and that's the one who got the gift of having her birthday be the day that she got her elbow done. That would be a good question for her, but I'll let the ladies answer that here. And that's probably a good question for Sarita too, based on her eating habits. Those of you all who are all the restrictive, everything vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, all of the stuff, let's go. So, Sarita, let's let you answer that first.
Um, so during my divination, originally before initiation, I was told that I could not. So wait, let me back up. So I switched my diet 8 years ago to pescatarian, and then I switched it to vegan. Well, when I switched to vegan, I got sick. My body was like, "What is happening? We don't like it. Abort the mission." So I went back to pescatarian, but then I started like doing fasts to like cleanse and things like that. And by day 2, I was sick, like really, really sick. And I remember telling my husband, I said, I don't think I'm supposed to fast because I get really sick when I do try to fast. So when I had my divination, it clearly stated the first thing, I am not to change my eating habits unless I consult Ifa first. I
By
am
the way,
not
this
to
is
fast.
outside of her initiation. This is just a divination
Yeah,
she had
this is
beforehand.
just my divination. I was not supposed to fast. So I cannot switch my eating habits and I cannot fast at all unless I consult Ifa first. So then during the initiation process, it was mentioned again. So for me, I have to stick to how I am eating now with no changes unless I implement like chicken. So that was really a struggle for me because I was like, I don't want to eat no pork. Please don't make me eat no beef. And I kept praying the whole time, please do not let this come up. And here we are.
Now, how did that translate into you seeing a sacrifice in person? Because you would be the most sensitive out of all of them for this question, which is why I went to you.
It really didn't bother me.
It was all for the
It
greater good.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were
it, it
blessed. And then after the sacrifice, it was given to the like, it was like a community.
Yeah, they
yeah,
cooked that thing,
They
or they
cooked
yeah,
used it
it.
for
So
your
it's like
yeah,
crochet, or
they
they.
were they were thanked for their sacrifice
yep,
beforehand, even during
Hmm.
the process of the sacrifice, and afterwards they fed the community. So it's like we butcher stuff every day. When we go to
yep,
the
Mhm.
grocery store, that was a animal that sacrificed their life to be in the grocery
yep,
store.
yep.
But in
So for
this
Blessed
me,
one,
be.
we
it's
know it was blessed,
yep,
thanked, we showed our gratitude, it was sacrificed, and then it fed the community.
yep.
Now, aren't they sounding a lot like somebody y'all know? And then I want them to say this on here so that it's documented forever. Now, all of y'all, except for maybe Ifayomi, will know this because I don't know how many videos she watched beforehand. But was there anything that I shared with y'all about the initiation process or all the things that I excluded that when you got there didn't happen. Like,
It was what exactly said it was going to be.
and as much as I could share how I said
And
it was going
yeah,
to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
tell us
So,
because for
and
ourselves.
was there
But
anything done to you that was going to hurt, harm you, or you were scared to do?
No.
Not at all. It was so many people that was there to help and
was your
reassurance. Even the little kids. That was so sweet.
Girl, they
Even
would
the little
translate
kids.
for you too, would they not? Because everybody is worried about when do you say Ashe to people, and everybody praying for you, and they like just say Ashe.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a lot of praying. A lot of praying. That's what that was about.
more
You
than
get
more
praise
than you
on
had in
and pray.
probably any practice before now. You thought you knew
God.
prayer,
I was
That's
like,
the first
I don't
thing.
got nothing else to ask for. I don't know what else to pray
right? You better pray
for.
in a circle, girl. You better pray in a
Girl, keep
circle.
praying. Just keep praying. That's
Mhm.
right. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I wanted to share this. So a part when you say prayer, right? I wasn't a prayer. I didn't know how to pray per se, before I started this journey. And exactly what Ia said earlier is like, okay, how do I pray? Like I done prayed my head off. Like I still need to pray. The day that I got back, one of my moms, when she got her divination, a part of it was she needed to receive have a cat um in her home, and she's a strictly dog person, and I've been trying to get her to get a cat for the longest. The day I got back off the plane, my brother bought her a cat, and she sent me a picture. And since then, the things that I have prayed for, I have never in my life experienced like clockwork, like coming down the pipeline. And that is just something I know I wanted to share. Like I didn't understand the power of prayer.
Yeah.
Some people may have, but I didn't, and that's something that is new to me. And this whole experience, I'll stand on top of the mountaintop and say, "Pray for it," because it's going to happen. So yes, I just wanted to say that.
Thank you
yeah,
for that, and I'm glad that you
yeah.
did because I think people take it for granted.
Something that I
Like I don't know
emailed
if
you
the
got
go ahead,
a.
Sumida.
I sent you an email last night of a question, right? But then before I went to bed, I prayed on it, and it was revealed to me in my dream. So that's why when you emailed me back today, I was like, "Don't worry about it. I already got the answer."
Yes. Go ahead,
So yeah,
Sheena.
pray.
Yeah, but I don't know for the other yes, but in the first divination, and they asked us to pray, right? And we prayed. A lot of the stuff that I prayed for on the second part of the initiation, on the other side, it came in that. Did y'all experience that as well
Yes.
on the Grove?
Yep,
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
yep.
And that
Can you
was weird.
believe it? The stuff you prayed for then showed up as a
Showed up
definite,
in
right?
yes, and also like I have struggled with anemia for years through my teenage years, and every so often I have to get infusion, and I actually prior to going to Nigeria the day before I had to get my iron infusion, but even though I get infusions, it does not raise my iron levels,
Yes.
and when I went to Ogun on
Come
my
on.
last
Hold
day.
on. Slow that back, please. Bring it back for the people because people only think that Ogun is war and protection and whatever else. And I always tell y'all that Ogun is also health, right? Iron is in your
Yeah,
blood. Please bring
yeah.
that back.
I remember he had telling us like Ogun does with blood is sword, everything iron, all of that stuff. And when we was doing, I think it was Naomi's offering, and we went for a prayer. I prayed that he will heal my anemia. So I had a physical on the 26th. They did my iron, my transfusion, my iron levels and my ferritin levels. They're all normal. So
Congratulations.
Testimony.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Come
So
And I would
on.
like to share because I wasn't even thinking about it. And it wasn't until you told me, you was like, you need to pray. Because I was already sick
Yes.
and I didn't even think to pray. But and I had to eat like clockwork. Every couple of hours I would have to
Yes.
eat, or I would get the shakes, I would get low blood sugar, and I would just be feeling, like I'm gonna pass out.
Yes.
Just today, I ate at 9 o'clock in the morning, and I had to remind myself to eat at 4 o'clock. And I had went out after I spoke with y'all. I had to go out and actually get something to eat. I don't even. So I pray to be healed, and I have been healed as well.
Hey, come on now.
Yeah, yeah,
Y'all, I was telling them to pray for this. You better pray for that.
yeah,
mhm.
yeah,
Like, why you got all this power? Because that's all I was thinking.
yeah,
You don't realize it because in the moment it seems so simple. You're like, these people are just doing this thing and I'm just here. It doesn't hit you until after
Yeah.
it's all done that you're like,
Mhm.
mhm,
wow. But in the moment, you're just like, oh, they're just doing this thing. I'm supposed to pray now. Okay.
yeah.
Now, this statement after your hair is cut, do you have to keep it short? What's the answer to that, ladies?
No.
No.
No, but
No.
Vivian is true to
I'm
this.
just choosing to.
She just loves it because she doesn't have to do nothing. And I'm feeling her because I'm having a hard time with these sides. I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make it. We gonna see. Uh, so I feel you. Now, I want Talia to keep her short. I actually want them all to keep it short, but I understand. But I keep saying Sheena and Talia need to keep their short too. Ifayomi, I want you to keep yours short, but live your life. I'm not y'all's head.
I'm keeping mine short, but
You
not
don't
as
even
short
matter
as
because you're
his.
gonna do what you're
I'm
gonna do.
keeping mine
Period.
short too. I'm keeping mine short. I like the look.
Yeah.
Girl. And everybody talks to your face.
Yeah.
That's the
Notice
They
how I
truth.
said
stare at
that?
they
I have
stare
there are
directly.
90 different questions, 90 different things on the screen. Let me get to the next one. This compliment for y'all. Come on now. Y'all see it?
Aw,
Thank you.
Oh, come on
That's
now.
right.
Do any of
thank
y'all
you.
plan to move to Africa?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Look.
That's home.
I'm
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I
Yeah.
from
second
this
that.
from this visit. Y'all hear that now, all right? And I'm already established. I done got ID and everything. Don't ask me no questions. Okay, is your icon to keep favor or does it switch like the energies? No, the icon specifically, let's say Ifa, right? Which I've shown you all. I think it's on one of these videos as well. That is, as I explained, instead of you going through your ancestors, that's your direct telephone line. So yes, keep it forever. We don't switch. You take care of them, they take care of you. And the more you get, the more responsibility you have to stay on schedule with taking care of them. And
So
by
take
that, that means you're doing, let's say, your mini offerings. They're not ebos, they're offerings of things that they like as you pray, giving thanks. Sometimes you're not even asking for anything, you're just thankful. As we pray for other people, because we have had that happen. Isn't that right, ladies? I thank y'all.
yes.
When I get an update from this young lady about the little young lady, I will let y'all know. But a lot of the Iyas in their initiation process prayed for someone who received a divination from us and had a medical emergency. And they sent me a message and I let them know. And while they did their initiation, they prayed for this individual and their family, and they continue to do so now. So I update them as I'm updated. So it's a happy day. All right, let me see. Okay. All right. This is what I'll say. What happens to your hair once it's cut? It's part of the process. You'll have to join to find out, and you may or may not be able to take it with you. If you have locks, people always ask me about locks and reattaching them. You're allowed to do that if you want to do that, but you'll have to come see what happens. Peace, everyone. Language barrier. This is a good one. Speaking of which, the one who translated the most for you all, which probably goes to the sternness Talia felt, has a whole degree in this in English language from a university. And another one, which y'all know he played me because I didn't realize he knew sign language, and he has a whole degree in sign language and the English language. So, was there a language barrier that was like that, where you couldn't understand something, or somebody wasn't there to try to help you understand it,
No, there was always someone there to interpret.
Mhm.
or to
Yep.
help you, or if I'm like, what did they say? Because all their accents were different.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yes.
They didn't have the same accent. So they had someone there. But so two of them that I know sign language. And I'm not just talking about ABCD. I'm talking about full on because he played me. Because he was like, why don't you know Yoruba better? And let me tell you, when he played me, it wasn't even during y'all's initiation. It was when I was there for New Year. And we were walking and they were surprised because the Lua didn't tell them I was going to be there. So only, the closest confidants, babysitter one and two, they knew, right? Even Taiwo didn't know. So when I'm walking through New Year, I saw the elders. He was like, wait. Then I saw them, and then they were like greeting me. And then I greeted them, and then they started harassing me immediately. You need to know your Yoruba better. I said, I'm working on it. And that's when he was like, hey, how you doing? And then I signed to him, well, how are you? And he signed back the whole thing, girl, and then some. And I was like, you played me. So that's how I knew that. So at least two of them know sign language on top of English, and most of them speak 3 or 4 different languages. Alua speaks a few languages as well, fluently, to be able to translate the Odus to you. All right. Don't you feel like America is so ungrateful after getting back from Africa in different aspects? The culture shock.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look,
It's
come on with
humbling.
the question.
Yes. It's very humbling. We were sitting there talking about how much money we spend on our nails and our eyebrows and our makeup. And it can go a long way. And they're so grateful for everything that they receive. And one of the things that was beautiful is to watch these little kids get up in the morning, go get the water from the well. And,
Girl.
you got 6-year-olds, taking care of dinner, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-olds
Girl.
taking care of
Clean
dinner
what?
with a
Fire.
machete, like a butcher.
You
Um,
Mhm.
sick.
uh, yes, yes. So it's very humbling, and we are very spoiled and very
Yes.
grateful.
Or
Girl.
even little girls, they have their little brother, their little sister on their backs too,
Girl,
Yep,
tied up, walking
tied
with
up,
yep,
them. And they're little. They might be
little.
5 or 6.
yes,
It's like a
yes,
Yeah.
whole community.
Girl.
Yeah.
I would
Everybody is
say
helping everybody.
I would say for those who are going to be initiated next year, don't even do your lashes. Don't even do all them fancy stuff.
Wait, so run that by me again. Cause remember what did y'all tell
No
y'all?
lashes, no pedicure,
Don't
no
do no
nails.
lashes. Don't do your pedicure. Don't do no mani, no nails. Just go. Don't even do your hair.
Right. Don't worry about it.
Listen, by day 2, my hair was like, woo, out my way.
Don't even.
Don't even worry. Don't even.
Here's this other one. Does the Odu sent with our divination get explained during initiation? No. The Odu with your divination is totally separate from the Odu you're going to receive during your initiation. So outside of the explanation that you have in a regular divination, which is very detailed, I might ask, but it's not going to be the same. Peace. And let me see. Oh, here's a good one. Y'all, I love these questions. I see there's 100 comments. I'm coming, y'all. Were you all in the same room when your hair was cut?
No.
No.
Nope.
mhm,
Okay. Now that you ladies are Iyas, I think that's supposed to be, how do you plan to stay in communication with the Elay, being that you ladies don't all live in the same state? We're remote, boo. Look, Vivian, can you show your arm for me? Who else? Sarita, can you show your arm for me? Y'all see that? That's the Elay logo.
Hey,
Y'all see it? All right. Let's get it. Thank you. Thank you. We're remote, so you don't have to be. We do everything remotely. We will learn remotely. It's like a family, literally, because there can be a connection made in that way. When we want to meet up, we'll meet up when we can. And they plan on going to New Year next year as well. So they don't have to work hard to stay in connection with the Elay because the Elay is right here.
Yep.
The family's right there. And every day since they've left, every individual that I've spoken to has constantly told me to tell them hello, asked how they're doing, hope they're well.
True
The
family.
moment they got on their plane, I got a message from the elders talking about, I know they got on their plane well, because apparently I didn't message quick enough to say that y'all got on the plane. Okay.
Listen, I have something to talk about that.
Okay,
So
let's.
I'm on the flight, right? I'm in
Yeah.
my newly upgraded seat. I'm sleeping, and
Yes.
I hear Sheena, and I jump out and I'm looking, and I'm
Yes.
like, who the hell is calling me? Like I was frightened, so my heart was racing. Went back to
Yes.
sleep. I could hear them singing and praying. And it's funny because when me and Naomi and Lorana got off the plane, we were
Yes.
talking about it. And I'm like, um, I could hear them. And they were like, you too? I'm like, yeah.
Yes.
So we
Sheena.
all, was connected. And it's so funny. Like you had right after and it was like, oh, the elders, they are praying for you guys and all that
Yes.
stuff. And we was like, we know because we
Yes, they
heard
did tell me they know. They woke up that
that
morning
was
for them and immediately went and started praying for y'all. And y'all know they don't do no short prayer.
Uh-uh.
No, and
It's like an hour.
he continuously was singing in my head, and I was like, why can I still hear him singing? And it's a
Yeah.
week later.
Yes, because the prayers never stop. Once you are a part of everything, it constantly goes. You never even realize. Let me give you a case in point, and then I'm gonna click on this. And y'all, I'm still going. I see your comments. There's a whole bunch of them. I'm coming. Um, I didn't realize that since 2014, I knew, and I told y'all this before, that I knew Mama had had my name in their mouths since that time. But every year, when I say we do the new year, and that they have everything carried out from that point. So before I decided to follow this path completely, in other words, decide to step into my purpose right now of what I'm doing, before I even did all that, and I was just, chilling, doing my own little thing, making sure that baby was good and all those things were going good. Apparently, and I didn't even find this out till recently, that every new year they included me in that offering that was done for the new year.
hmm.
Wow.
Had no idea until recently. So that's the same thing for y'all. It continues. And even if people stop talking to whoever and leave whoever, they never stop. They will continue to pray. And the reason I like being a part of them as well is I know that this will be for a lifetime, because I could pass tomorrow and you all will still be carried by the next student, the next brother, the next. Do you understand? Which is why I'm also okay with leaving whatever energies they tell me to leave there, because I know it will never fail. They will continue to do that. And throughout the years, everything would be passed on, because Alu obtained Mama because of his father.
Mm.
And now she's still getting all of the help and aid that she needs. And it will continue to be that way. And if something happens, by a Lord of Maria's grace, we already know what that, won't happen, but it will never stop. There will always be somebody there to take care of. And there will always be people there to constantly tell the story, because they know you and they've met you, including those little children that were there. So just think about that. You will forever be prayed for. Even if you leave this Ela and go somewhere else, they never stop. They will continue to keep you in all of those things. And every time we do something, he's always like, now, before it was, how are you and how is Taiwo? And now, because of you all, he's how's you and how's everybody? How's our Iyas? right? And every time any of the elders ask me a question or they ask him a question through me or whatever, it's always to check on y'all. It's almost like every day they're getting on my nerves. Because I'm like, nothing changed from yesterday. And whenever you send me something and you're like, something's going on, or I don't feel such and such or whatever, I send it immediately. I don't even, there is no, as soon as I see it, it's like, it's gone. And I already know that they're going to start working on it. They're going to start praying on it. And no matter who transitions in that line, some of those same babies you saw will always have your name in their mouth. And that's why I appreciate this Elay. So when I see people that come get
Yes.
initiated and they come back to the States and they go over wherever they're going, they're like, I don't talk to them anymore. I don't deal with them such and such anymore. It I think it doesn't bother me because I know people transition and grow and some things will happen, right? As you all are told during your initiation process, you hear of the things that could possibly happen, right? Even in that, I still know that they will continue to do what is right by the word of God. They will continue to do what's right as being a good person of good character. And those babies that you saw will always continue to remember you, know you, and say your name. That's why I love them so much and why I rock so hard because I just know. And y'all see, y'all treated like queens. I'm sure if some dudes come next year, they'll be treated like kings, but y'all definitely treated like queens. You feel so spoiled that you like, why am I going back home? Because
It was so bad. Because when we was at Legos and we finished eating, we was getting ready to go.
yes.
I got to the elevator first. I had done got so spoiled of not doing anything. I didn't even mash the button. I was like, girl, you got to get yourself together because you're going back to the States.
Hey,
It ain't going to be
girl,
like this.
because they would have leaned in and pressed it for you, not mash the button.
Didn't even mash the button.
You said, is
I
that the
said,
same as a
girl.
manifestation of? Clarify that for me, Tiana, because I'm way back on questions. So ask the question again in full, and then I'll do my best for us to answer it. Okay, let's go. So is everyone now Oshun, or are they crowned in different Orishas? Any that we never heard of besides the seven Orishas in the States? Okay, ladies, who wants to answer
I'm not Oshun.
that?
Definitely not.
I think there's a misconception. Everybody focuses on Oshun, but I don't think you all realize that the eldest feminine energy is Yomoja, and the eldest male energy is Obatala, and the youngest is Orumula. So I want you to keep that in order so that you know those things. But that doesn't mean that you when you initiate, you immediately get a feminine energy that you're going to fall under, and you don't automatically become under this energy. It still goes to what we spoke to earlier about your team, and your name will dictate who that is. And not everybody up here has Oshun on their team. Isn't that true, ladies?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it would just depend. And yes, because those do speak to very various energies, they're way more than seven, and people get way more than that. And again, their name will dictate that. Their Ifa name will dictate that when they use it. Well, that was a good question. Okay, come on, Tessa. Did anyone's divination change after their initiation? Yeah, all of them. So they're okay. So let's go back. They have several divinations in the process of initiation. So let's be clear on that. There are several. You all got to see and experience at least one of them. What they didn't even get to experience was there's some that happens in a pre-initiation program as well, several. So the money you all pay go to not only those divinations, but the sacrifices for those divinations, which nobody knows what that's going to be till you're there. And ladies, y'all experience that where they're like, we're about to carry this out. So while they're doing one part, there's a whole group of owls and babas and the lose. They met a whole ass of a lose, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Right? Who were quoting
Yeah.
some things. Weren't they saying some things like this? Girl. So There's a whole bunch of them handling all of those things while they're still in the process of what they're doing that they don't even see going on. So there's a whole bunch going on. So does it change? Their initiation has several divinations that happen during that process. It's the final one that's the most important. Okay, let's see. Pepper. Okay. Fasting and praying. Please say and explain their names. who want who wants to speak to this? Who been practicing?
I've been practicing.
I'll go with mine. I like
Okay. All right.
so. Let me get my tongue together.
Yes, girl.
Olafa. Well,
Come
that's the
on.
last name. And that means the honor of Ifa.
Come on.
And Ifa Wimimo, which
Yes.
is Ifa absorbs me.
Come on, let's get it. Who else been practicing? Come on,
Uh,
Sarita.
Ifayomi, which is
Uh-huh.
the Lord brings honor to my life. And Ifa Pero is Ifa brings peace to my life.
Come on. Come on, Vivian. The clear throat.
Mine is Ifa Sakimi,
Yeah.
which is Ifa protects me.
Yes.
And then I have Ifa Sabo, which is
Yes.
Ifa brings wealth to me.
Fact.
And
Y'all know she got Ajay too, right? Ajay, the energy of well, that's why I got jokes. Go ahead.
and then I have Oshun Banimi,
Yes.
which is Oshun brings this to me.
Y'all heard that? She was the only one that mentioned okay. Any of the
So
other names?
I have Ifa Fumilola, um,
Come on,
which
pronunciation.
means which means because y'all not be struggling, but which means Ifa gives me prosperity and a position of honor. So yes.
Come on.
And you see my name, it is Ifayomi Temidayo. Ifayomi is Ifa brings me out of trouble. Timidayo means that my matter has turned to joy.
Okay. And she already told you she's going through some struggles at the beginning. And then see, but we know it's going to be better.
Absolutely. I
All
say.
right. And to Leah, just because on the video they saw the change and whatever, what energy is associated with you, please, ma'am?
Um, you talking about my attitude.
But
You just gonna
one of
call me
your names
on out.
should have chosen
Um,
has this energy in it. So
yeah.
what name?
So Ogun. Um, but my attitude is better. I'm very
Yes,
passionate. Let me
yes.
say, I'm
Also,
very
what else do
passionate.
you have? Eshu,
Yes, I also have issue.
which is why
Um,
y'all will see when she's in there and they do something special for her, and it was a little long because she needed the extra prayer.
look,
which
look.
which explains her crossroads again here, just so you know. Okay.
I need a whole lot of extra prayer. So, forgive me. 'Cause I did tell E if I turn around one more time and get a prayer.
Right, right. Because she was getting prayers, she was getting whole songs and everything. Okay,
Yes.
are receiving icons included in the initiation cost only for Ifa and only for Eshu. So anything extra, that's extra. Like how many ceremonies y'all seen of mine now? Two.
Yes.
Mhm.
So me going back getting egg bay, that I paid for separate. And then this time we did Yomaja, that I paid for separate. My house is full.
And Ajay was separate for me too.
Yeah, Najee was separate for, and Vivian listen, I keep telling y'all, she got that energy way before she got initiated. So, and she was able to do that remotely. You can do the ones that I did remotely too, but no, boo. The way they're connected to my spirit, I wanted to be there. I was like, when I come back, when I come back. So that's what happened. Let's see. When do you receive your lake beads? When you didn't we answer this?
We already
Yeah, I
did
think
that
we
one,
did.
yeah.
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 I'm like, why is that back? Why? Oh, here we go. So, what's the biggest adjustment or change you had to make since initiation?
Mm,
Keeping a cool
yes.
head.
The taboos.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right, let's back
definitely.
up. Hold on, because y'all didn't talk about your process.
Woo.
Okay, so let's see how I want to introduce this. There's parts y'all didn't see on the video, okay? And at some point, they receive taboos. Taboos are things you either need to do more of or you need to refrain from doing in your life. And so, y'all have heard me speak to this before where I said, get ready because if something taken away from you that you like, it might be difficult, but just know it's for the betterment of your life. Many of you all understand what I mean by that, but there are some taboos that are difficult. And there's something that I need to discuss about one of the taboos that's difficult too. That will be the first time this is heard. Let's go. we gonna get this lesson. So go ahead and speak to your taboos that you consider difficult. You don't have to say what it is, but what makes it difficult, or what was okay with it, or are you okay with it? Like about the
Cereta.
changes. Go ahead.
You say me?
Anyone.
Mm,
One of my taboos is I'm very grateful for my sisters here because they keep me in alignment with not doing my taboo. And after almost being struck by lightning today, I definitely won't be doing that.
She has to
Wow.
refrain from certain colors. So I'm just gonna say that from wearing certain colors.
Yeah. Certain colors I'm not supposed to wear ever again. And today, not thinking, I grabbed that color just because I was running in the store real quick and turned around to go back to the car because I forgot something and got halfway there and lightning struck straight down in front of me. And then I realized, holy crap, I had that color on. Not even thinking, just grabbed it and ran in the store.
Whoa.
So yeah, you have to
I
be
said what I
very,
said.
very mindful.
Girl.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. They said, oh, you need a reminder? Here you go. So yeah,
Wow.
those
Listen,
taboos are very, very serious. Just don't
lightning
do it.
struck in front
Don't
of
do
her.
it.
I said, girl, that was them giving you the heads up. That was your one time.
Yeah.
It's for your
Yeah.
life. You hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Anybody else
So
having a problem with their taboo?
Mine was
Um,
pretty easy.
yeah, go ahead.
Say again.
No, I was
Go
just
ahead,
saying
Jay.
mine was pretty easy.
Okay. And Sheena?
So mine's is receiving stuff with my left hand.
Yes.
So I'm getting used to that. Also, like I can't carry baskets, like
Yes.
which I won't be carrying any baskets, but so if I go to the store, I just push a shopping cart.
Yes.
Yeah, but
Yeah. I'm glad you said what it was because they're like, what? It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense later. As energy, everything is energy. We talk about that. Talia, I already know yours. So that being said, Talia, I got some news for you.
oh god.
What?
And you go get this education on the line. Cause y'all, when I went on sabbatical, I was on sabbatical for real. So
She ready.
okay. So whenever you have a taboo as strict as yours, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means anyone that you are going to be involved with and live under the same roof with has that same taboo.
What? Yes, ma'am.
Whoa.
And that
Wow.
also means you can't handle it, cook it, prepare it, be in the same room as it's being done.
How'd you know? I didn't even eat it. I just cooked it.
Yeah, can't
Okay.
do it. Cannot.
Okay.
If you want to buy it
Duly
for
noted.
other people, like your kids and stuff, you could do that, but you can't.
Duly noted. And
Can't
that's
touch it. Nothing.
beautiful. That's beautiful because I've been cooking it and I've been diligent and I ain't tasted or nothing, but I
Yeah,
get
you
it
don't
now.
even inhale the fumes, my girl.
I get it.
Yeah. So, especially if you're living under the same household, that was important. The other thing is, if you plan on doing some things, they can't be having.
Oh,
So heads up
Duly
there, because
noted.
energy begets energy. So heads up. All right.
Duly noted.
I figured I would let you know now.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yep. Okay, y'all. I'm going through so I can get everything's thing. I'm getting to more questions. I said, heads up. Oh, did I get everything? Oh, did we have all the questions? Oh, no, here we go.
Mm.
Okay, let's get it. Come on, ladies.
Mm.
What's this? Oh,
I can't read.
I can't see
Oh,
it.
Okay, it says after getting initiated, do you belong to an Elay or do you have to find your own? And how do you find godparents? Let's go, ladies.
Um, so our Elay is in the top left corner. That's our godparent.
one up.
How many parents do
That's
y'all
mine.
have?
Two. We have a
Two,
lot.
we got
Two.
two main ones,
two main ones.
Yeah.
mommy and daddy.
Mommy and
Mommy
daddy,
and
that's what
daddy.
they call us. Listen, I'm going back. Oh, did you? Okay. Do you bring the icons back on the airplane with you? Yes. And I'm glad I gave them the heads up because if you take it as a carry on, I prefer if you can, you do because I get nervous they're going to lose your luggage. But like for me, I had to take Yamaja and I had to check her because she's just heavy. she, she's heavy. And I was like, okay, if they break any parts of her in this thing and I put her in a carry on, and you know, you can put it under the seat or you can put it above. If I put her under the seat or in that cabinet and parts of her break, at least in the suitcase, I know that I have cushion around her, right? So we good. So and I'm on a direct flight, so less likely to get rid of or to lose. So that being said, yes, sometimes I don't know any of you all that had a connecting flight. Did you check your IFA?
No.
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 Right,
Where
because I
my if
advise.
I went, that's where I went.
But I can say, as we were traveling through the airport, a lot of people recognized us and was very kind and very allowing. They understood. And even for the ones who may not understand Ishe, when you politely tell them, this is mine, don't touch it. They respect that, and that's good.
Yes, they do because they're like, wait, what? By the way, y'all remember when I told y'all that I had the one woman who didn't have a clue what I was doing, and then her supervisor knew what it was, and he was like, "Oh, she don't even know that." I was like, "No, she don't know what it is." Because remember that lady? You know, when you
Mm-hmm.
get to the ticket counter and I tell you they're gonna take your bag and check it again. Why was she the one checking bags the day I was leaving? And she's like, "You again."
I did
She
not get
didn't
my
even
bag
hardly check
checked for
that bag that time.
years.
She's like, "Good to see you." She just closed it. She acted like she changed. She's like, "Good to see you." Closed it and let me go. And then when I got to the gate, her supervisor was the one at the gate. He was like, "You told me you would be back." I said, "I told you." And so I was like, "He's like, you carrying anything today?" "Not today." She didn't even hardly do what she was so hyped right at that ticket counter when you have your bag and they open it to her face. I said, "Oh, you're not at the gate today?" She said, "No. Good to see you." Closed everything. Didn't even look.
I
So
didn't even have to do that.
you
It was a
didn't.
guy that realized that noticed my Ifa necklace, and
Yes.
he
Yep.
asked me to pray for him, and I didn't have to go through the extra part in the front.
Girl, y'all went at the right time. Let's go. So yeah, they take them. It says, "How often do you have to shave?" I know you mentioned this wasn't your first time on for Chandra. No, you have to also realize that I had my hair short afterwards for like 11 years. I don't care. So depends on certain energies. In certain energies, if you go back, like when I say you can receive the icon, so when you want to receive the icon of another energy, you can decide at that time, depending on that energy, it may even be told to you that because of this energy, you need to do that. So when you get the icon of, I made the decision that I wanted to be more connected, so then that's what happened. Yes, because they are some of the major players in my spirit team, and y'all know those of you all who've seen the other lives hear my voice change and all that good stuff. So you already know they're my boost. Okay, so for me, it wasn't a big deal. You don't always have to do that. Not everybody that well, I know that there are some elays that will say whenever you do any orisha that they'll do that, especially if you're doing it in person, but I'll say it's not necessarily a requirement for here. But for me, when I want particular energies and connect with them well, absolutely, I'll do it every time. I don't care. But you have to, I let my hair grow out as a bet. It wasn't like I was like, oh, let me see how long I can get this. So that wasn't my intention when you all see me with long hair. And now that that's done, I don't know that I'm ever going back. I'm having a hard time right now. I forgot about this. It'd been so long. This process in the middle. So yeah, I'll do it every time. Ladies, would you cut your hair every time if it was required for you to connect more?
Yes,
Absolutely.
And see,
yes,
people think it's crazy, but it's not like we asking to cut off your arm. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get something that's gonna grow back. And let's speak about that before I switch. Everybody thinks because their hair is different or it took a long time or whatever. Did your hair not start growing back the second day?
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even now, when I got it recut,
Yes.
and I did a razor, so it was supposed to be cut like it was baby booty bald.
Yes, baby booty, yes.
And as you can see, it is already growing back. Like the next morning, I was like, "What is Fuzz doing up here?"
You'll be cutting that thing and it might be harder to keep it bald. See, I haven't had to keep it bald. I've always kept like a fade or something. So I wonder, keeping it ball of the heart, girl, you might have to get that thing. I'm not advertising. These people did not pay me. You might have to get that little thing where you could do it. It's circular. It has the three little
Oh,
things, and you just do
mhm.
it this
Yeah,
way. You know what I'm talking about from the commercial.
yeah,
But if y'all want to pay us, and you already know that Iyanifa Vivian is gonna be cutting her hair, I think you should hit us up.
yes,
Okay.
you should.
If you received icons from another branch of Elay, do you keep working with those icons after initiating? I'm going to answer this question for you the way Olu answers it for me, i.e., the way he states when people come and they already have energies. We can't speak to what they did over there. So yes, you can continue to work with them, but we don't have anything to do or to say when it comes to over there. But the other thing is the energies and stuff that we do over here follow a different O'Shea calendar or calendar that we do for when they're doing any type of offerings or ebos and stuff on that behalf of that energy there. And usually when we do our mini like offerings here, it aligns with when they're doing theirs. So I don't know how that would work for you with the energy that you have, but we're not going to stop you from working with your energy. I'm just letting you know that that's what it falls along. Those days fall along the same days that they do what they do. So that's a heads up there. And then the only other thing is if you already have the hand of Ifa or Ishefa when you come, it doesn't matter. You'll still get the whole thing done. Alua said you can add it to yours, but because he can't speak to how well that they did theirs or what the process was for them, he's not going to just say bring it with you. So you could keep it at home and you could take what we give you and add it there. But that's how we roll, because he was like, I can't speak to the process and what they did there. And because he can't, he doesn't. He just like, we moving on. So what does that have to do with it? I'm sorry, I missed the part. My mom was dead. I'm not sure where you were asking this. So let me know what you were speaking about in reference to this question, because I'm not sure, Lakita, when this came up. Y'all got a congratulations.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Who Do Magic and Sun Goddess Moonchild. And congrats, Seven Heaven.
Listen, and the dresses were so beautiful. Okay, who wants to go ahead and gush over Baba?
So
I felt
beautiful.
like a queen.
Yes, I cried when I saw my dress. It was so
Yeah,
beautiful. And I
yeah,
was so
I
thankful. That was just so nice, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Felt
So
like a queen.
for us, we received the message, oh, you should send measurements. So we weren't thinking that we were gonna get a designer dress.
All right.
So I know I had my daughter did my measurements, which was totally off.
All of ours. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Every
I
last
really
one of
were
them.
off.
My
And
name.
she the a designer, she took her time and she made adjustments to the dress, and but the dresses, they turn out well. Our our dad is so nurturing and so kind and so thoughtful that he went on and got us dresses. That's amazing. And we all look
Beautiful.
gorgeous in them.
You
Gorgeous.
did.
Yeah,
And yeah, had no clue.
magnificent.
I didn't have not an idea. We need the measurements in general, but had no idea. Like, let me tell you why we needed the measurements. For the part after y'all sat down and then you got up one by one,
Mm.
right? When you were outside
Mhm,
waiting
mhm,
forever. Courtesy of
mhm.
Yes.
Vivian. Yeah. So that is why we need your measurements. So we know how long to make that. I had
Ah.
no idea about the rest. And I didn't know that he made Taiwo a replica as well. And I still have another dress that
Oh.
looks like y'all's.
Oh.
Gosh.
So the one that I had on, he wanted me to wear for Yamaja, but that was the one that I was given at the time. And then there was another one that I had no idea was made, and that was the one that looks like y'all's. So maybe it will be seen, but it's heavy and beaded. Yeah.
Yes.
I had no idea. And so she went and made the adjustments based on the other measurements that she had. She had to adjust up here, life. But just so y'all know, she made it where she made sure enough fabric was on the inside so she could take it out if she needed to, just on her experience. And she
That's
made all of those
brilliant.
dresses just looking at y'all's picture and deciding what she said she felt your spirit resonated with her.
I know.
She
Yeah.
was right on time.
It
She
was
was
Right on.
perfect.
she was spot on.
And
Yeah.
so I'm glad y'all love those dresses. We had no idea. They did not pay extra for that. Oh, I had no idea.
We love our dad.
Yeah. He wanted to do that for them, so he did. Okay, I've listened and read on for Chandra's directions for prayer, but I just don't seem to get it right. Listen, from Talia, who just told you that she didn't know how to pray beforehand. Be thankful first, ask second. That's the easiest way.
Mhm.
And don't be scared to ask, because sometimes people feel guilty. They feel guilty on what they're asking for, and they think, oh, it's just minuscule of what I'm asking for. That doesn't make sense. There are other things going on in the world. But remember, your world is important too. What's going on in your world is important to you, right? So why do you have a God? Why do you have Olodumare that you feel you can't go to and ask things for outside of your conditioning from where you're coming from? Right? Because
That's true.
Olodumare lives within you. Therefore, you asking isn't outside of yourself to ask. So do that. Give thanks first, because you don't want people, and I say this all the time as an analogy, How would you feel people constantly asking you for $5 and they don't ever pay you back? It's like, if you just give me some money, if you could just give me some money, this is why you say thank you for the $5 you gave me the first time, and then you go into what it is that you need.
Yes, yes. I think with prayer too, it's important to be specific. I learned that in being specific to the detail. And when your prayer is answered, it is answered in that detail, which is beautiful. And I think, like for me myself, I didn't realize that is also possible with prayer. I just thought like if I wanted to pray for peace, I pray for peace. But what does that entail? Like break it down. Um, every avenue of your life, in your loved one's life, your family's life. That's why them prayers be so long. So like you just
Facts.
breaking it down.
And they'll pray for stuff for you when you're not even thinking about it.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And I'm trying to tell you, in my egg base ceremony, I heard Alulu pray for my travel business. I was like, how did I forget my own travel business? I heard him say, Black will travel. So even there, when you think and you're like, you don't think you covered it after y'all pray on your own, when he's praying for your family, your extended family, all of them. When they're talking to you, you may not understand everything they're just saying, but they're covering all the things you didn't think that you needed covered. Where you like, what is going on? So it's just amazing. For somebody to think of you before you think of yourself. The other part I think that makes it difficult is you come from a space, many of you all come from a space where you're used to praying. And some of you all, depending on your religious belief, are used to praying 50,000 times a day and not seeing the results. Then you're also used to praying in general through different, let's say, celebrations or whatever. And people are always telling you to pray and all these things. And you may get some of the things, but you're figuring the things you didn't get is for your best or your good because, God didn't deem it so. When the truth of the matter is, that's not necessarily the case. So it's kind of weird now that when you do pray and things start to happen, you're weirded out like, yo, and that's when the concept of your mind being strong and your will being strong really makes sense. But you have been, and I've spoken about this before, conditioned and abused so much that you don't even trust that. But you believe in something beyond yourself, but you don't totally trust that belief because you haven't seen the results.
Mhm.
So when you start getting the results and you're like, oh, I really need to be careful what I say out loud to people, which is why you can't be cursing everybody, even though you want to be shady, but then you try to be shady in a different way. Look at me leaning. so so you're like, okay, can't fuss everybody out, can't do so and so because my words and my thoughts are truly powerful. And that is because now your energy is aligned to let you know that. Like your energy is actually connected and done because of all of the things going on. Because you ain't never prayed so much in your life or have people sing and pray for you for hours.
Oh, the
That
same.
Yeah.
Where you're like, wow, this actually works. What I'm thinking actually works. This whole manifestation thing is real, right? It's just different. This, come on now. How was it with the physical
Yes.
movement for someone who is plus size, such as kneeling, walking, and all the things? Well, if you don't bust your ass beforehand, it could be a little easier. Let's go.
So I am plus size and you are able to do it. I would suggest that you start walking more, doing some squats to get your knees ready because there is a lot of praying. Um, and if you need to, get some Tylenol to
Facts.
pop throughout the day for them knees because I did. And then I had an injury that I didn't realize was as bad as it was. So,
That's why I had to say what I say, y'all, because busting not behind you.
so
And not
that
saying
was
nothing
the,
until after, we kneeling and stuff. Okay, go ahead. Let's go.
and so I had Tylenol on deck for that pain because when I say um, I was in pain, but I did it because I knew it was beneficial for me. They did accommodate me in some areas so that I can relieve that need.
Yes.
Um, accommodations can be made, but do it the best you can, because it was a difference for me being on the couch than actual on my knees praying. So it is a difference. I felt that difference. So I was more lenient on I can do this. Just have
Yeah.
my time already. Because it's
And she
worth it.
did. She
That
powered through
pain
that
that you're
thing.
gonna go through with them knees is worth it.
Come
So
on
just
now.
have some time up, going to get them squats together. But to strengthen them knees, you'll be good.
All the ladies spoke to y'all need to start exercising now, and they wanted to tell y'all that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Do some
yes,
push-ups, do some biceps.
absolutely.
Yep.
I know for me, I have never been consistent with exercising ever. And I started working out in September, and I don't know, the spirits was with me. They must have knew that I was going to need to be prepared. I had lost 48 pounds by the time I had went to for my initiation.
Hey,
Oh
And
wow.
you
Wow.
guys
congratulations.
didn't know that, but I had been working out, and thank God I did. Okay, thank God I did. That was the pre-initiation to the initiation. It's all
And
together.
I would say practice walking barefooted. Even if you want to walk on gravel, you should
Yeah,
try that. Yeah.
facts.
Yes.
Now, there was a question asked earlier, and let me take this off the screen. But I missed it. And it asked, did you all share a room? And then
No.
No.
all of y'all had king beds, no? Y'all had
Yeah.
California
We
kings because they're
did.
not regular
Yeah.
kings.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Y'all, they
Yes,
were
they were
super fast.
huge.
I'm trying to tell y'all.
They were huge.
For those of
With
you all
our
who
own
play
bathroom.
video games, specifically Mario Brothers, you're gonna understand what I'm talking about. But say again, all y'all, because they're California kings, I think they're not
Yeah,
regular.
they kind of want to change that.
Uh-uh.
Mhm.
Okay, so y'all didn't share a room. Y'all all had your own bed.
And I
And
had the
shower
best,
and bathroom.
See,
the best.
keep going.
Yeah.
No, it was just the piece that you just have there. You just, I know for me, I slept like a baby.
Did all y'all sleep like a baby?
Yeah.
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
I slept extra good with that medicine. But yes, I slept good.
Talia, Talia had an experience with herbalism. We'll talk about that close to the end.
Eh,
At any point in time, if y'all ever felt sick or anything, tell me we didn't make sure that you would take it care of. And
Yeah.
if any of them had medications and stuff, we had them.
yes.
Yeah.
Me being me and Alulu.
Yes.
But if
And
they
that's
even
the
studied
beauty.
hard and needed a water, all of a sudden I'd be like, they need a water, and the water would show up. Except for the one time we needed the water, but outside of that, during the process. Let me see. Um, yeah, but fine. Okay. There was another question that I just saw. So what it's been doing is pushing me up. Physical kneeling. Love the idea. Oh, okay. There was someone that asked about being able to donate for the kids the next time. And would I take donations? Yes, I'll consider. I'm not going to hinder them from getting their blessing. So I'll say yes. If you want to financially donate and you want it to go towards that, you just need to tell me that's what it is. So yes. Off topic, my search is over. This is the Eli. I want to get my
Seven
divination.
heaven.
Okay, it was Seven Heaven to ask. Okay, thank you. Because I'm scrolling like I saw that. My search is over. Oh, well, thank you. We appreciate you. Oh, and let me put this so this can be on the interwebs. Those of you all who know who my mama is, my EA is, whatever, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. On the interwebs, these ladies made history as being the most amount of females that came from one individual to be initiated and females in a group ever at that Elan.
Yes.
Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
That's why they were so hype because I couldn't figure out. I was like, I know they're excited, but they've done groups of women before, but typically the women that came didn't come from the same person. They happened to say, you can come on this day because we're doing it with somebody else. And the max they've had is two at a time. So
Really?
y'all
Wow.
y'all had history. And the other thing is they just love seeing how y'all bonded together. And it's also why they constantly ask about you all as a group because you're now all of our babies. All right. So yes, you got main mom and dad, and then you got all the rest of them. Because I tell
Yes.
you, I'm gonna get a text in the morning, guarantee. You already know that Alua was here watching. He stayed
Mhm.
up so that he could watch for you. I think it
Yes.
was like 3 or 4 for him. So he was watching, right? And then even after he went to bed, he texts me. So good to see you all. He loves seeing y'all. He's so good that y'all doing good. And he's just happy.
Oh.
So he was like, they're gonna be on. I want to be there. He didn't want to be on camera, which I was like, I don't want you to be on camera. Y'all know how we do. I'm just letting you know we doing this. Do you want the link? So every time we jump back and forth, he was jumping back and forth. Apparently, he was like, "What's the new link?" Such such such.
Oh. That's
Like,
so
yeah.
sweet.
Is there such thing as manifestation of an Orisha? I need you to clarify that question for me. Clarify it for me, and I'll do my best to answer. It is our pleasure, sun goddess moonchild. And y'all know hoodoo. Y'all know hoodoo. Y'all all brought tears to my eyes during your initiation. I started crying again at your celebration. You were
Oh.
all so beautiful, those dresses.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.
You.
Jasmine said, "Thank you for sharing. It gave me so much encouragement to take this step."
Yeah.
Ashe.
Go ahead, come on,
Thank
Talia. Rain said you all were just so beautiful in your dresses.
Thank you.
Thank
Hoodoo
you.
said,
Thank
"Oh,
you.
Lou is just divine, isn't he?"
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
protective. It's
Thank
amazing.
you for sharing and taking time to answer our questions. Be well. Congratulations.
Thank you.
The
Yeah.
dresses were top tier. Thank you all for sharing your experiences. Come on now. Who do I don't know what this is about, but yes, I did. You already know. I try not to side eye. Okay. No. Okay, so Apatabi means the wife of a Baba. It can also be the wife of Ifa or Rumula. So, depending on a certain ceremony that some Ilays and stuff do. But no. And what's interesting is even the wife of a Baba that you've all seen in my videos, who I call my bestie, if you go back and look at the New Year one, you will see her. She is an Apatabi. She is not initiated at all in Ifa. Now I'm telling her she might as well, but I'm not supposed to force anybody. But real talk. And she was around them all the time. Was she not? There were certain
Yeah.
times
Yes.
that where they couldn't be seen by certain people, but she was allowed to do so due to her being married to a Baba. But she doesn't practice this tradition at all. However, knows all of the songs and things. If they need her to show up for something or she has to be there for something, she will be there. But she doesn't practice it at all. So no, you don't have to be the wife before becoming an Iyanifa at all. Good question. Okay, let me see. Is there anything else? Oh, let's go. Do you ever feel challenged due to the heavy accent, i.e., language barrier?
So I did. However, I realized that you just have to tell them that you don't understand. And they will repeat it and they would, say it slower or get someone else that speaks, English, especially when it was, for the prayers and then speaking to you. They're really it's really important for them that you understand. So as long as you're transparent and let them know that you don't understand, they'll keep going until you understand.
Back.
Yes.
So yeah.
I said that.
I think they had more problems with my accent.
Yes, they did. It was great. You and LaRonda, that Southern twin. LaRonda's not initiated, but I have to mention her because y'all in that Southern twin. I loved every moment. I was so tickled because I couldn't wait. I just knew it was going to be a problem, and I wanted to be the translate for them. Okay, I loved it. And here goes another congratulations. And
Thank
Thank
you.
Seven, I
you.
see your other comment. I plead the fifth, the sixth, and the seventh. Do y'all want to see this comment, or you want me to leave it? Can y'all see it
Hmm.
so you can giggle? I'm gonna let y'all find it.
Oh,
Yes.
Just giggle and live your life. Let me go. Go ahead. Congratulations to all of you beautiful souls. I lost Talia. She'll be back. Thank you so much for sharing. Our pleasure. Okay. Glad to know you guys were so protected and blessed. I can't wait to share in this experience. My blind self is going to need all the blessings of protection. Girl, and trust me, we have enough people to assign to you that even if you didn't have your person coming, you would be taken care of. And
Yeah.
y'all already know Baba Babysitter ain't playing no games.
At all.
Good. And Phoenix says she wants to get her hand of Ifa now. Congratulations. Welcome back. Now, just know Hand of Ifa is separate from full initiation from Itefa. Ishefa is not Itefa. So let me be clear. And if you're trying to do that in the next year, the same thing. Who was it that I said don't do that to? Was it Talia? Somebody else
Yep.
told me one of
agreed.
y'all wanted to get Hand of Ifa. And I was like, if you're trying to do that this year with the cost of initiation, I wouldn't do it. I would just do initiation.
I'm
Mhm.
It
so
was an
glad.
Yeah, because if and then you all already heard Iyanifa Ifayomi's testimony about her and not wanting to do that. If you're gonna do it within the year, if you're getting your hand of Ifa and you think it's gonna take you 3, 4, 5 years or more, 10 years for some people, doesn't matter. Before you fully initiate, then I get it. Then get that hand of Ifa. But if you're trying to do it within a year to 2 years, don't even waste the money. That money can go towards your flight.
Fact.
Real talk.
It's a different, even experiencing, because I did the divination elbow virtual, and to
Yes,
be able to experience it firsthand is
yes,
completely different.
yes. I will do a live where I bring why can I say her name right now?
LaRonda.
Thank you. LaRonda on here. I've already talked to her about it. I told her I wanted this live to just be but I'll bring LaRonda so she can explain that, being able to do it in person. And the things you all saw her do, that some people question it. Like her family was like, did you really just taste? She was like, yeah. So I'll definitely make sure. And we talked about that. And I may do that. If I don't do it this weekend, it'll definitely be next week. So she's gonna come on and talk about that. And it'll be in the evening time so that you all can see. I definitely need her to know that. Now, this is a good question from Naturally Lisa. How did you know you were ready for initiation?
Hmm. That is a good question.
Hmm.
Um, I would say for me, it's getting the answers for the test, right? If you have the opportunity to get the answers for the test, why wouldn't you? Um, it's if you want to be like again, for me, if you want to be of good character and live your life with a purpose, um, that's all you need in to have faith, and everything else will come in time.
Now y'all hearing this from a woman that didn't know what the hell a E5 was
Facts, facts.
12 months
Um,
ago. I don't even know if it's that long. Was it November? When did you come to us? November?
it was recent. I ain't gonna show my age. But it was recent. I knew in my heart, and this is one of the things that I've always stood strong in, is my altar work and talking with my ancestors. Like, my ancestors basically led me here. I had no idea. I just know I wanted peace. I just know I wanted to live a good life of character. I just know I wanted the tribe that I would hold down as they hold me down, and I would go to my altar and pray for that, and that's what led me here.
Let's go. Let's go.
For me, because I was so, when I did my first divination, because it did come up in my first one,
Yes.
but prior to, I was telling her, like, I feel it, but I don't want it to come.
Facts.
But as soon as I saw it on paper, it was like, okay, I can do this. Because when she called to like go through the explanation of the divination, she was like, I missed this. So yes, it is in here. What do you want to do? Before she could even get it all the way out, I was like, I'm gonna do it.
She did.
Because it felt like home. Like it felt like this is something that has been calling to me, but not really knowing it. Because I think I shared with the ladies, when I was younger, I was struck by lightning. And my first divination, Sango was in it. So I was like, okay, y'all been calling me since I was
Yeah,
little.
they
I
had to
just
hit her
didn't
with
know
the
how to
boom pow.
respond. So it was like all of those little things, like from all the way back from when I was struck by lightning, everything that was happening. When I saw it in writing, I was like, okay, I can do this. This is where I'm supposed to be.
Anyone else want to answer? Or are you good?
Definitely for me, it was ancestor led, and a knowing in my heart just resonated. Everything resonated, and the money came, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, and she's a manifester. She'd be like, tell me what it is. And then it's like, boom, it is. So that's a good question. Thank you for asking. This is her response. Okay, y'all. Is that all of them that I got? All right, y'all. Is there anything else?
Okay, this is really on my heart to say.
Let's get it.
It might not be the group that's listening, but stop asking for it to come to the States.
Oh, I'm going to let me know.
It is a disservice. We sacrifice a lot of things in our life to go to Nigeria and experience it full on. You can't package that and bring it to the States. You cannot. It'll be a disservice to you
Yes.
for that to even happen. And that's just my opinion.
No, you right on time. Facts.
Yeah. I concur.
I said, oh,
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
yeah, I don't have anything else to. Because y'all think when I'm sitting here thinking and trying to figure out, and now that even with the little bit that you've seen online, that's not even half of it over the course of days. You just knock on
Yeah.
something. Do you have assistants that dress you each other?
Each other. Yeah.
And then some other Iyas during another part, and me.
Oh yeah.
But outside of that,
Get real close.
I'm telling you, I done seen it all. And then when they had to do their dresses, It was only two of y'all that knew how to lace them things up. Y'all would be SOL if I was by my damn self. So we better hope. I guess I might need y'all for real during initiation because I won't be lacing up nothing. So if he does this again where he's surprised with some dresses, let me ask him not to surprise so I know. Because he didn't say whether he's gonna do it again. Y'all probably one and done. Sorry, people, unless y'all pay for these dresses. But if she do anything else that requires a lacing up and a bobby pin and or a stick pin, y'all just gonna be looking crazy because I can't do it. I will tie a bow on that thing like a shoe and have you so, heads up. Okay. But yes, we
Oh,
got this.
something.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, during the celebration when you were live, someone made a comment. Um, oh, they're having a party. They look like they're really partying, having fun.
Oh, let's
That's
get
that's
it.
that's the after to acknowledge what you just went, the blood, sweat, and tears that you just went through. That's not the process from the beginning up until there. So don't have in your mind or your thought that you're coming to have a party because it's far from having a party. That's going
Fact.
through a transformation to get you to the celebration.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So don't let the celebration blind you from the true reason you're coming to transform your life.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yes,
There's gonna be
that's
times when you're tested and you may want to call upon your ancestors to walk you through it.
Yeah,
Facts.
yeah.
Mhm.
Because at
And
the
they will
time,
be there.
And
I
they will be
promise
there,
you.
trust me.
They will be there.
Oh, ladies, is this easy?
mm, no,
Listen at the laugh. Baby, it's the laugh
no,
for me.
It
Yeah,
this is
because
not
people
for the
are like, this is easy. Is
is
this an
not for the weak of
easy
heart.
process?
for the
It's
weak.
not for play.
It is definitely not
that
for the
part.
weak.
Yeah. Just
Yes.
keep your faith strong, no matter what it is. You know, it's
Right?
like you said, it ain't for play. But if your
No.
faith is strong, you know, you will get through it. And you become stronger. You surprise yourself. Let me say that. You'll surprise yourself by the strength that you possess. And you'll forever be uplifted. So
Yep.
Facts. Because listen,
And
I told
having
them they got a couple of days. My ass had several by myself.
and I feel like the group that got initiated was just divine plan or orchestrated because wherever we fell short, like each person just
Yep.
pick up and we
Help.
supported
And
each other, and then having Iya with us just made
yeah,
everything, and ooh, it was just amazing. It was a tough, but yeah, it was amazing. It was tough but easy in
Yes.
I know,
the
right? But it's
sense that
weird to
we're
say.
supported.
Because the toughness doesn't necessarily come from the physical aspect.
Yeah.
It is the
No,
emotional aspect, you all. That's
It's
what
more
makes it
mental.
tough.
It's a
It's
lot of
your
mental
mind
effort. Yes.
and it's definitely your heart.
yeah,
Yes.
definitely your heart.
Yes. I'm trying to see. I don't know what. Do y'all have feedback?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello, hello. Okay. Ifayomi is you.
Cut it out.
Is the feedback from her thing. So I
Earbuds.
muted you for now. It says, thank you so much for sharing this part of your journey with us.
oh,
You're
you
welcome.
welcome, Seven Heaven.
My pleasure.
Come on, little Iyas. Okay. About people wanting to bring initiation here. It sure did. She's talking to LaRonda.
It just cannot. We
Oh,
would
this
not
is
get
a
the
great
same.
question. I still hear feedback, Ifayomi.
Oh, for me? Hold on, I'll mute
Yes.
myself. Okay.
Okay, so it says Ladria asks, peace, Iyas, in the infinity symbol. Are there any medication restrictions? No. I mean, besides what's illegal, real talk. If there's anything that happens in which you need medication, they have a great pharmacy system which they can get what you need. On top of, they'll do herbalism first or ask you first, depending on what the thing is. And that's a good segue when Iyanifa Talia gets back. So she could talk about her natural medication experience. But outside of that, no, I do ask for all of your medical information because we need to know and be able to make accommodations for that. If you need something refrigerated, we definitely need to know. If you
Yeah.
have certain times, Alu and I are the ones that keep the time on everything. And it's good to know because we have access to a medical professional in that rural type of a place, even though it's one of the third largest populated places, still rural, right? That we're going. Even in that place, we have access to get what you need when you need it. But this is a good segue to Leah too. You catching a cold from a baby on a plane
Yes, yes.
and then having
I
to
did,
take natural herbalism.
and they work instantly. It's nothing like natural herbs. And you would sweat it out, and it'll come out every pore of your body, and you would be knocked out instantly. And I consider myself no punk. Let me say that. I done took a whole bunch of stuff in my years in the Navy, but that put me down. So thank you for my sister to making sure I got up on time. So
For real. 'Cause I was like, is she still asleep? You're like, yeah. I'm like, somebody go get her.
I was
Yeah.
gone. Like I drunk it and I started sweating. Like like I was hot.
And
Um
Lou went back and forth with me before we even went downstairs because they contacted and told him that we needed something. And he was like, she ate already? Yeah, she ate. Because typically you're not supposed to eat first.
ah
And then he
thank
was like,
God I
I
did.
don't
Oh
know if I
Lord.
want to do this because it's going to cleanse her, you know, like, and let me see how much. And she took it like a champ, though, in her coffee.
Yeah, there was something. But it's amazing how you hear about, herbalism and homeopathic. Um, but yeah, our herbs don't got nothing on theirs. That
Facts.
soul is
And y'all saw
rich.
them take them shots all day long.
Yes, yes.
And it
Hmm.
just, the face they made was everything. Y'all lucked out because every time I told him I wanted y'all to try it, and he said no because y'all ate or something. He was like, no, you can't do it now. You have to do it early to
That's what
get
I'm
used
talking
to it.
about, Dad. Come through.
So he said, nah, y'all miss with all the sticks and stones in that. That you saw them take it. Y'all saw them pull that thing out the car. Boom. Every
And
day.
every last one of them took it.
Every last one.
Every last one. Multiple
All the
times.
time. Even random people who don't even do it like that saw it and was like, we gonna take it. Listen, thank you for sharing.
You welcome.
You all are beautiful. Thank you for sharing and congratulations.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. You welcome.
Perfect
Shay.
question. Yes, this is the first group of anybody that I took to do anything because I didn't want to do this. Look,
Say it with your heart.
a whole heart. I did not want to be an Iyanifa in the forefront. You could be an Iyanifa and just do things for yourself, i.e., make sure you're in alignment. Many of them up here may not teach anybody. They just gonna make sure they got their life together. Okay, you don't have to do that. And no matter how many times it came up, even in my life purpose, I was like, no, okay. And I still have my days where I'm like, because it's a big responsibility in general. Just having people depend on you through crisis, that's a lot. And you never want to let anybody down. So that in itself and being responsible for people in that way was not something I ever wanted in my life. I did not want to do this. And being on social media, get the freak out of here. Many of my family and stuff are just now seeing it, and they're like, wait, you've been doing this whole time? Because they didn't even know.
We love you for it.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, thank you. I got an inbox from one of my aunts just 2 days ago because she saw me post about doing this live. She doesn't know nothing about this. And her statement was, I'm so glad that you're living in what you're supposed to be doing because I see that you're helping people and I'm so proud of you.
Mm.
That was the inbox on my Facebook. So now I want to do this. Yes, it is. And it came about from somebody from Darcel. Y'all wondered Darcel Andre. Okay, go check him out. Somebody from Darcel sent me a message and was like, I know I want to initiate. Can you help me initiate? And that person didn't even go on this trip. Look at
Mm.
how my works.
It was just a window for us.
That was
Yep.
what it was.
Yeah.
And I was
Yep.
like, I already know I can't say no because you don't turn away people when they ask for help.
Mm.
So since I can't say no, how am I going to make this happen? And that's immediately when I contacted Lou to figure out how to do it. And in that came these wonderful ladies who Ori entrusted us in doing right by them. And that's it. So that's how this came about. And now I have a list of over 20 something people wanting to know can they go get initiated. And I'm only going to do 5 at a time. And I'm trying to figure out how we're going to work that schedule out. As long as those people pay their deposit and they follow through, they'll be able to get it done. So that's what happened. Story of my life, and I'm sticking to it. But no, I didn't want to do none of this shit. None.
So
Didn't want to
passionate.
be on social media. Loved being behind the scenes. Didn't want to have to talk and teach. Didn't want to be responsible for other people. I was good. Okay. 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 So, exactly what time did you get up each morning, and what time did you go to bed each night? Oh, they can't really answer
Random.
the question.
Yeah, it was varies. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hello.
it was a variety of times.
Mm.
And when they went back to the rooms, they went to sleep pretty quickly after they got a chance to go in. We went live sometimes, but there was no like dabbling around really. You're tired.
Yes, very.
And time difference. Time. The time is different too.
Yeah, and y'all didn't really get, except for Danielle, y'all didn't get an extra days to try to adjust to that.
Mm-mm.
But her excitement didn't allow her to adjust to it quickly. So it's still the same experience. Okay, yeah. Did y'all have any type of immunizations that you needed?
Yellow.
Yes.
The yellow
Yellow
fever.
fever.
Yeah. Wait, but it's not a
But
requirement
it's
though.
not a
No,
requirement.
it's not.
Mm-mm. Polio is another one you'll see listed. They don't check it. And
Meningococcal. I had to get that.
yeah, many of us had that a long time ago, but like
Mhm.
the polio vaccine and all that stuff. But yeah, it's not a requirement. However, I will tell you that due to the way mosquitoes love my behind, listen, I
That's
bet you
why.
I got the yellow fever. Learn
I'm
that.
surprised we didn't get bit up.
Well, let
That's
me let
true.
me talk about the greatness of our brothers over there and our sisters over there. And y'all saw the matter of fact, I don't think that the elders wife is initiated either. I never asked. I need to ask.
Mm.
She was the one y'all saw cleaning up at like 4 in the morning. That came out with a baby.
Mm.
She was
The,
always
Ah,
dressed. You know what I'm talking about? She was always dressed. She had the sheer thing on one day. She was
Mm.
always dressed.
oh
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Sheena.
Okay. No, not Sheena's boo. No, no, no.
Oh, okay.
Nothing. So I don't think that she is, but going back to that, they made sure that it was fumigated for mosquitoes for a week in advance before they do it anyway, but they made sure it was
Ah. Ah.
good to
That makes
keep
That
sense.
makes sense.
They do it to keep everything together. So all of them they always do it there, but they made sure they did extra and stuff. So no, it wasn't. Mm-mm.
Hmm.
All the things that happen on the back end that we all don't see.
Yeah.
So yes, our pleasure. Congratulations. Well, thank you very much,
Thank you.
Nisha. First group, and I make history with them. Come on now, look at God.
History making? Yeah.
Oh, this is okay. Let me just preference that my Elay and our Elay is ratchet. We do American hood things. Westernization. No. I just had to say it. All jokes aside. But it was so cute to see Alu say to his one of his elder brothers, "This is the tattoo artist for the Elay." That thing tickled me so because it's definitely a Western thing. So I like y'all's tattoos. Was that part of the initiation? No, it wasn't. A matter of fact, one of us didn't get a tattoo. Cough, laugh out loud. She stuck to her guns. No, she wasn't interested. That wasn't a thing that she wanted to do. But the rest of us, though, do the thing.
Tat it up.
Yes. And it was the first time getting a tattoo for one of you, right? No, two of you?
Yep, me.
You and who else?
Who
That's
else?
it? Oh, nope. She's not initiated. Oh, so let's back up. People who didn't get initiated got tattoos too. They didn't get
Yeah.
Elay tattoos, but they got tattoos for things they wanted to do. However, I hope that LaRonda shows her tattoo because it speaks to her and her divination. But no, that is not part of the initiation. They all decided that they didn't. How many of y'all saw the Elay tattoo, the Elay logo? I think all of you all shared the Elay logo with you, right? Because I haven't
Yeah.
put it
Mhm.
out to the world. And when they saw that, they were like, "Ooh, I want that." And that's what happened. I already have it. I have it on my thigh. So I had it already. And I just showed it to them. And now I'm like, everybody gonna be walking around with my logo. Look, because y'all know how I feel about my infinity and elephant. So anyway, that's what happened. And they wanted that for them. And it
Yes.
represent
And I
for them, it
wanted my
represents
Ifa
this
name
part of
on
your
it.
journey. And most people get tattoos to represent stuff that's significant, which is interesting because Pharaoh, who they got to meet, who's super tall, is he not super tall?
Yes.
Yes.
He said that one of the reason he enjoys doing tattoos for me is I always have a reason and a story behind why it's getting done, and it's always attached to my faith. So he's like, "Well, why do you want this?" So to everybody else, it seems like a random animal, right? But even that tiger, lion, half face I got represents an Arumile or an Orisha. So every aspect of anything that I have represents them. And that's why he enjoys doing them. So no, tattoos are not a part of it. People just, you want to get tattooed, we arrange it for you. Look, and that's it. Peace, Auntie. Good to see you. And thank you very much, Hoodoo Magic. Thank you so much. Oh, here goes a good one. What advice would each of you give for someone who feels one's manifestations aren't fruitful enough?
Mm.
Dig deep.
Yeah, have faith.
Yeah. Trust in what you're manifesting.
I think it's important to realize too that sometimes your manifestations may not be on time for what is in your destiny. So just because they're not manifesting, you're not doing anything wrong. It just simply may not be your time.
Ifayomi?
I like to add to that sometimes what you ask for may not be what you need, and it may not even be part of your destiny. I
Mm-hmm.
know for me, I had wanted to be a nurse, and I had spent 2 years in 2018 to go to nursing school, and I had to flunk out because I didn't pass the class. But now I realize that that was not even part of my destiny.
At all. Yep. And it's so funny for me to hear them all give their answers. And then y'all all hear me teach, and you think it's just me saying things like, you've been through this, you just say these things, you such and such. But all of them, even in this short period of time, now realize those different aspects for them. So I will tell you this when it comes to manifestation. One of the worst ways to hurt yourself is to think negative about whatever is going on around you or in your life. You don't realize how powerful that negativity can take over whatever is going on with you. And that will hinder the manifestation of the things you say you want. So you can't beg, cry, and plead for something if you aren't settled within yourself. It's not going to happen no matter what you do, because you get the energy you put out. And that's not just a saying, that's actually what happens, which is why walking in this path is hard, because you're still human.
Yep.
So you're going to have days where you're like, screw everybody, right? These people done pissed me off, or something triggered me, or whatever. How do you think you're going to manifest? And you're like, I've been working on this and working on this, and it's not happening. It's not happening. And you being like, it's not happening, and you feeling defeated is not going to help your manifestation goals. It's just not. So be
Yeah.
at rest with your divine time, because not all time is the right time for you. Yep. So, ladies, that was great. Oh, this is a wonderful one. I enjoyed sitting and listening. I learned a lot. My time will come one day. Blessings unto you all. Yes, it will.
Oh, thank you. Same for you. Shay.
Okay, respectfully, Iyanifa, was it getting up at 5 a.m., going to bed at 11 p.m., getting up at 8 a.m., then going to bed at midnight? I heard you say it varied, but I'm trying to balance the time in my mind. Don't.
It's balance the time because it just depends on what was happening that day that determined what time you were going to get up and what time you were going to return back to the house. So it's really, yeah, there's really no way to balance it in your mind to say to adjust to it because it's not going to happen.
Yeah, you get energy from somewhere. You may think you out of energy, and then it comes from somewhere. And woman,
Yeah.
you've seen the logo because you signed a confidentiality agreement. You special. You say you have 20 tattoos, so you'd be the first in line. Come on, be ratchet with us. And I heard, I saw someone type, it's not ratchet. I'm just saying. Not, this isn't, it seems a little cultish. I keep saying that. It is. But it isn't for the reason people think. It wasn't like, you must do this. That wasn't the
Mhm.
thing. Anisha said, can she see the Elay logo again? All right. Thank you. Don't you take no screenshot. Thank you very much. All right. Let me see. I'm scrolling. Make sure I'm not missing. Oh, so did you have time to eat? Oh, girl. Yeah, they
Yes.
ate. There was, yes. Yes, they ate. All right. This is long. Are there any final words? That sounds so horrible. Will you come? Will you come? Come on now. That's how I sound right now. Can we go in the order that you initiated and leave them with your final thoughts on this topic? If y'all have any more questions, write them down. Even if you're watching this video after the fact, write them down, leave a comment, and then I'll see if we do another video that's a lot shorter because we won't have to give a background. and see who wants to answer them, or maybe they'll comment and answer under your comment, depending on what it is, for the people watching this later who made it to the end. All right. Number one, number one.
I would say don't allow your circumstances to dictate what you would do.
Wait, hold
When I
on. I'm going to take all y'all off the screen, including myself,
say
and let you say your final thoughts like Jerry. Look, that's what we going to do. Okay. All right. The floor is yours.
my last words would be don't allow your circumstances to dictate if you should move forward or not. If you feel it in your heart, go forward and allow Olodumare to show you who he is because the money will come. Love y'all.
Okay. We going to now put you down in the back and let's go.
All right, so I'll definitely say that if you're called to it, definitely do it. Vivian said, if it's meant to be, it will come. Just keep praying, and it will come. Yeah, that's it. Bye.
So I would just say keep your faith. And it's okay to have a little doubt because we're human. But go to your altar, go to your ancestors, ask for that discernment and that strength in your faith, and you'll be just fine. Peace.
I would say trust yourself, trust your process, and know that all will be well. Peace. We can't hear you.
If anybody can speak to that, it's her. Back. And okay, mama, let me get off of here. Live your
I
life.
guess one thing that I would say is that everything happens in its divine time. You will know when you are ready, and once you make that decision and that affirmation, the universe will hear you, and all of your spirits that are already with you will join together to make sure that it happens.
Come on, stay here. We're going to bring it back. I feel like it's the Apollo, and everybody got to be at the end. All right. So take your bow, ladies. Congratulations. Thank you for your time because I know this was a lot.
Thank you.
And I hope you got out all the things in your spirit that you wanted to say. And if not, y'all need to let me know. We could do a part two and then you guys. Okay. So to everyone else, thank you. It is our pleasure. You have many thank yous and a great job listed as well. It's our pleasure. And we hope that this just helps other people and that you have a better understanding of the process and the perspective coming from them. And again, write your questions in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them and see how that goes. And maybe we'll just do another video. Now, I may not be liking and commenting on each one like I typically try to do, but just know it will be seen. You all have a divine evening. Thank y'all. I may hop over on the Talk of Tik, maybe, allegedly. We'll see.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, right? We'll see. I'll holler at you all later. And peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.